Hola, family. Hello. I'm making me some coffee real quick. I had to eat, y'all. Ooh, I had to eat. Hello. I know y'all ain't read all that stuff just yet. Maybe some of y'all did. Is the temperature dropping already? I already feel a nap coming on, but I did want to talk to y'all about some. Hey, you. Was you in class earlier? Because I couldn't see none of your comments. I saw Queen talking to you, Rika, but I couldn't see nothing you typed. I didn't even know you was here. I think they hiding y'all again. Hey. Hello. Mm-hmm. Hey, Trina. Hey, everybody. You said just doing the rewatch at the beginning. Yes, I was under my mom's account. What is your mom's account, Rika? Y'all prove me right all the time. I don't even be knowing who I'm talking to. Gwendolyn Hill is your mama? Okay, so I know when I see Gwen, that's you. Just say y'all want to make it hard for me. Just say it. We want to make it hard for you. That's why when she said Rika, girl, I went looking. I said Rika ain't in my mind. I didn't say it out loud, but in my mind I said Rika's not even in here. Why is Queen talking to Rika? Because Rika was in here. I'll be using her laptop. Just come on, it's her. Got it, girl. Cause she was like, girl, right. She like, yeah, Rika. I said, what is Queen talking about? So they hide in the comments because I ain't seen Rika say nothing. Okay, now I understand. Girl, I thought Queen was stripping earlier. I saw her say, right, Rika? I said, who, when? I'm not seeing you. I feel my nap coming on, but I saw something on TikTok and I said, before I lay down, I want to show them this. Y'all probably already, girl, keeping me on my toes for sure. You said, hey, family, I was watching the rewatch. I understand why I didn't get the notification. The devil didn't want me to hear the beginning of that class. Listen, listen. See? But you was supposed to hear it, Nikwa. And you was supposed to hear it, though, wasn't you? That's why I be saying I'm happy our classes are not scripted. I'm going to keep saying that 100 times over. I'm happy that our classes are not scripted because people get, again, it's like you was supposed to hear. Okay. Listen, I'm grateful. I don't know about y'all. Hey, Pumpkin. But again, that's why I said I did not want this to be like church. I like it being school because in school, all you do is learn. You test, you get the information, you test it, it's tested, you see how well you did, you go back, you learn more, so that way next time the test come, you can pass it. Like, I'm grateful for what we have here because in church you can only talk about scripture. You can't talk about nothing else. Well, life is just not scripture. That's not all you do every day. It's you have to live in this life. And the scripture is to help you live in this life. But if you can't apply it to the situations and you can't talk about where the scripture applies, is it really helping you? Is it? It ain't even really helping you, because if you don't even know how to apply the word to real life situations, or where how it fits in and where it goes, it's pointless that you can memorize scripture. It's pointless. Y'all know how many scriptures I used to have memorized, baby, but my life was a mess. So I asked God to rewrite that. I don't want to memorize the scripture. I want to know the I want to the substance of it. I want to know what's in it. I need to know how to apply that, because memorizing scriptures and just spouting them out, that don't do nothing for you. How many of y'all had a ton of scriptures memorized, but your life was crazy? And then once you started to get the meat of the word, you might not exactly know exactly where it is. And some stuff is, whatever. But now that you've read so much, it's not memorizing the scriptures and knowing exactly where it is. It is being able to relate stories and things and situations to people's lives, even learning the demon names and all that kind of stuff. They not gonna study none of that stuff in church. And I'm not knocking you, I'm just saying it's good to go, but what else do you have on top of that? And how is what you are learning the 2 days that you go or 3 days that you go, what is that teaching you about how to walk out here in this life? And if you can't apply it and you just say you go to church, you wasting your time. You need to be getting in your word and learning as much as you can. Because, baby, I might not be able to tell you exactly which book it's in, because I've read the story in several places. So I'd be like, it's either this person or this person. The whole time they was both in the story together. Or this later person, like how people made reference to Enoch. Well, Isaiah and them and all of them wasn't around when Enoch was around, but they used references. Job and all of these people, he wasn't around when Enoch was around. But he used references, all these Titus and all these people, they made reference to Enoch and all of these different books and stuff that ain't in the Bible. Well, why would they do that? Because probably they want you to go over there looking. Who feels like that right now? Now when you see something, when you're reading in the Bible, you don't just read a name. You go see if they have a book. Or if they're mentioned anywhere other than where you just seen that name at. And how many times do y'all go looking and find a book? Or find them in one of the stories that we've already read. You read the story. It's like, oh, okay. And then you go read something else. And this is the person. So now you got this part of the puzzle and this part of the puzzle. Hello. No. I know what happened to y'all now. You can go and read in mythology and think about a story that we read and be like, this is the biblical story such and such. He said, can't help but be curious about who you reading about. That part, you want to go look up what they were doing, what time period they lived in. All of those things make the word come alive. And then you can look, how many times have we studied this story here? And you all are like, you know what? I'm about to send this to my auntie, cousin, best friend, sister, whoever, because they're lit. You said Greek mythology especially. Yeah, all day long. All of it. It's all scripture. He said it became a habit to just look it up now. Come on. And yes, I'm about to go look it because I need to see what I can find. You hear me? Yeah, that makes me proud of y'all. It really do. It really, really do. It makes me very proud of y'all. I'm serious. We have an amazing class here. And every single day, we learn something about ourselves, about other people. I don't know. I just feel like the 4 years that we spent doing this, it's been a blessing, you know? And God thought enough of us to warn us now. Do y'all want to hear this warning that I just heard? Some of y'all might have already known, because I told you I really wasn't able to be on internet like that yesterday because my internet was tripping. I realized that folks had multiple names in the Bible. It's like a puzzle. It's the same story over and over and over. And this is why I said this person name in Babylon is this person's name over here in China is this person's name. It's all the same stories. Same person, different names. Come on, classy lady. But when I said that, was people calling me crazy? For real. When I came on here, when we first started, Classy Lady U was here, and they was like, this lady do not know what she talking about, until we pulled out that big green book and showed them that all these people was living at the same time. Oh, okay. What you said? Say it again. Oh, okay. Because if the Japanese were alive when Gilgamesh was running around, you don't think he went over there? Y'all think everybody... You don't even stay in your own neighborhood all the time. You go out of town, don't you? You go overseas. Make it make sense. And they was bigger too, so it didn't even take them that long to get there. And some of them could fly, so they was taking flight, exactly like you say in our Bible. Hello. And we was thinking running. No, them niggas was flying. Because the Assyrian gods was alive when Moses and him was alive. Hello. And Abraham and all of them. Folks had wings at that time. That's why they'll show you one of them and then... Okay. We don't know that folks that don't got wings right now. We don't. You ain't never seen something so realistic like a costume? What if it wasn't one? Just like how you pulled out the dots from Adam to now. This girl in the 9th grade have data science experiments, and she found 46 presidents were all from the same bloodline. R. Kelly says he believes he could fly. Hello. We don't know. It's people with tails right now, is it not? It's people with webbed fingers right now. Hello, come on. It's people that grow hair all over their body, except for on their face and the palms of their hands and the bottom of their feet. So we gonna act like it can't be somebody. It's people born with horns right now. You said it. You said Abba has given me eyes to see, and it's real. Yes, it is. And think about it. The medical mysteries, they hide them until a long time. You hear me? They hide them and they bring them out. I saw that lady named Cynthia. Nails grow. Interesting. I'm moving crazy, y'all, because I got this foot thing on my feet. And I tell you this, my back is feeling so much better since I've been using it. It went on sale to $28 a while ago when I went home and grabbed it. I've been waiting. And so, yes, I've been moving real weird. But guess what? The back of my legs ain't hurting so bad like they was, because goodness gracious. Soon, son was just playing the Tekken game with the character Double G, and he said, don't say it. I just smiled. Interesting. Oh, he knew you was about to say, oh, okay. Now, let's get to this real quick. I love our class. I really do. I'm very grateful. Very grateful. Sorry, y'all. Y'all nephew had text me back. Now, y'all know this man be dropping F-bombs. Just look over it, okay?
Breaking Fuck the News. Israeli cybersecurity co-founder says it's time to limit the First Amendment. It's time for the government to take full control over social media and what people say on social media. And guess what? I got the video of it because it was live, broadcasted live. It's difficult to hear, but it's time to limit the First Amendment in order to protect it, and quickly before it's too late. What do you mean? I mean that we need to control the platforms, all the social platforms. We need to stack rank the authenticity of every person that expresses themselves online, and take control over what they are saying based on that ranking. The government should have full and utter control of social. All the social platforms will order to protect it, and quickly before it's too late. What do you mean? I mean that we need to control the platforms, all the social platforms. We need to stack rank the authenticity of every person that expresses themselves online, and take control over what they are saying based on that ranking. The government. The government should control social media. Yeah, the government.
America. That's an Israeli man talking about America. 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 You want me to play it again? Because we need to. Hold on. That's not. Oh, well, we'll go back to that real quick. I just seen this, the 2025 trauma cake. I didn't know nothing about it, and it came up in my thing. But was we not just talking about this? 11 times by my baby daddy in front of my kids. My kid, and they initially charged my baby daddy with assault, even though he broke my ribs. Hold on. Did you hear that? Listen. It was a kid, and I was stabbed 11 times by my baby daddy in front of my kids. It's a kid, and they initially charged my baby daddy with assault, even though he broke my ribs, collapsed the lung. I had to get 3 blood transfusions and emergency surgery. Did we just talk about that earlier? That came across my FYP. Tasia, you don't remember? This is why Auntie got the rules she got over here. That's why Auntie got the rules she got over here.
Israeli cybersecurity co-founder says it's time to limit the First Amendment. It's time for the government to take full control over social media and what people say on social media. And guess what? I got the video of it because
listen to what he said.
What people say on social media and get control over social media and what people say on social. The cybersecurity co-founder says it's time to limit the First Amendment. It's time for the government. Israeli cybersecurity co-founder says it's time to limit the First Amendment. It's time for the government to take full control.
Where didn't we say that the AC is in CC? Didn't we say that the AC is in CC? Y'all remember we talked about CC and how the AC is in CC, and so that's why all of this stuff is happening. Now listen.
The government to take full control over social media. The First Amendment. Israeli cybersecurity news. Israeli cybersecurity co-founder says it's time to limit the
Israeli cybersecurity, CC, and the AC, Happy New Year, is in CC, and the CC dude says
Israeli cybersecurity co-founder says it's time to limit the First Amendment. It's time for the government to take full control over social media and what people say on social media. And guess what? I got the video of it because it was live.
Did we talk about it? We can say this now. 4 freaking years ago, I said, what? Watch what you say on the internet. Find a different way to say it. It could cost you your life, your freedom, and your children. Watch your mouth when you come over here, because I don't want them knocking on my door because you don't know how to not say or read a room. Do we remember? Huh? So was I wrong for getting an attitude with all of the people that used to come in here and act like they didn't know that their lips was like some of their rear ends real open? Interesting.
Two African countries, Burkina Faso and Mali, have officially banned United States citizens from entering their country. Why? Well, this comes after Donald Trump banned essentially people from Burkina Faso and Mali from coming into the United States of America, expanding his travel ban, which actually went into effect today. The bans from Burkina Faso and Mali have been announced from BBC. This tit for tat, where the United States bans people from certain African countries are now banning American citizens from coming into their territory. Well, it's only going to grow because the travel ban that Donald Trump is imposing is only growing. He is actively expanding the travel ban, not shrinking it as we head into 2026. And so expect a number of other countries to soon ban American citizens from entering their territory.
Did we talk about it? About travel? In 22. I said you need to get real comfortable and you don't want to be stuck in another country and all of a sudden they don't like us. Y'all remember me saying that? I said, so what's going to happen if you get over there and then all of a sudden they hate Americans or they not messing with Americans? What's going to happen to you? I said this. Oh, what if they don't give you no time to leave and you immediately become an enemy of their state? I said, I'll be right here where I know the roads and stuff and I could give me a little map. You said Mexico started it first. Come on. I mean, I'm just saying, hopefully your eyes is open. God was telling us 4 years ago now. We can actually say 4 years ago, he showed us all of this. Didn't he? It ain't nothing that then came on the news, TikTok, nothing that he didn't have us have a class about. And everybody said her classes is random until they ain't. They random until they ain't, boo. You just don't know. It's okay. And it's okay. You said, I've been here since the end of 22 and you haven't been wrong. Every situation has played out and I'm grateful I listened. Tasia, I told y'all my daddy don't lie to me. If he tell me to pay attention to something, it means something. And it hasn't happened yet, but it will. Remember when I told y'all I'm happy that the people that really didn't mess with us and really wasn't WOIU got gone? Now you know why. I'm happy they not here. I hate to say it, but I am happy. Because them will be the people that are coming here and say key words to bring folks over here. That's why if you can't, you gonna leave here very soon. Them I'm sorry's and I don't cares. No, we too grown for such a time as this. You taught me that, Sasha. Do you see it, family? Reading the room about to be very, 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 very important. Listen. Soon and very soon. Right now. I can tell my FYP different baby don't nothing. It will just keep playing a different version of the same video. Let me like a relationship anything. Every single video until I refresh real quick. Hey, listen. You hear me? It's gonna be the same thing, and I have to keep. I'm like, what is this? And out. Come on. Yours do the same? Yeah, they don't want us to go looking like you can't find nothing. Now you see why God had us get all the information we could. You also understand why I took a lot of my videos off of this. A year early at that. If y'all remember, I believe this month it wasn't January. It was like January, February when we went over to the other place and we got a new house. It was around this time last year that all that stuff came off of here. And looky. A year later, exactly why I told y'all I was taking it off is what they saying right now. And that those people just bought this. You said it was January right before the day. Come on. Do 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 do. A boo doo boo boo boo. A year early, he told us, and I got my stuff. It's a few things on there, but ain't nothing. Listen, you said yes. I deleted all my social last day of the year, and now I'm getting this class. I love it here. Listen, you said or trying to make you buy stuff on TikTok Shop. My whole FYP is flooded with advertisements. That part. Mm-hmm. You see how her dad be doing? I don't care what nobody say. Come on, accountant of the day, Sarabi. Come on, listen. Train myself to be off a year. Now I'm good. Come on. Listen, when I tell you he be telling us, name one thing he ain't told us at least months in advance. Most stuff, it's been months to years in advance. And we can say that because we've been here 4 years. Huh? Pretty much everything that's happening now, he gave us years or months. And when I mean months, I mean normally over 6. To get ready, to prepare our minds. You said, I feel we need to play the song, We Ready. I don't, gotcha. Ah, we ready? Listen, for y'all and ears. Listen, I don't, now y'all see why I said listen. I'm only talking to the people that's listening. I don't want to argue with nobody because if I'm arguing with you, that means I'm not teaching the people that's listening. You said by years, months, days, weeks, and same hours. Sometimes in the same hour. You said it. You heard me? That's why I don't, listen. Who remembers me saying we about to be hunted? Y'all remember this? Y'all remember that conversation? You remember Bougie and Abroad? You remember Kendra, Isabel? Who else? Y'all remember I said you about to be hunted? You remember Sanaya, Miss Shaniqua? Y'all remember? You remember Andre? You remember Kelsey? You remember? He told us everything in advance to where we didn't have to be surprised by nothing. Come on. Do Rika, Deborah? Okay. All right. Okay. Trina, Paula? Okay. India? Okay. Sometimes I'm speechless at how much he told us in such a short amount of time. And the world is finding out when it's technically too late to really do anything about it, almost. They're finding out when it's happening, which is the worst time to find out. Technically. God gave us a 4-year advantage. Huh? He gave us a 4-year advantage. 4. Ain't no way you can be sad. 4 years? 4 years. It don't get no better than that. I'm trying to tell you. 4 years. That's why I be like, I don't care if people call me crazy. You just don't know, and that's fine. I'm not angry at you for it. I just want to talk to the people that's listening so that they can be prepared, so that when God does what he gonna do, they'll be ready. Listen, listen. 4 years? If you've been here 3 years, he gave you a 3-year advantage. 2 years, 1 year, he still gave you an advantage. And that's what I be happy for. Because the devil be mad. Because the devil wants you to be caught off guard. And some still haven't moved or budged, just like foolish virgins. But in 2026, gonna mind my business. Uh-oh. Well, all I'm gonna say is this. You said, for real, I'm just grateful I got a chance now. Listen. Listen. That's... Ah! All I'm gonna say is this. The warning came. The portent. Can you tell me the definition of portent? Portent. You said we are definitely a part of the 5 whys. I told you. Listen. I said, listen. Y'all might not believe me. I don't know y'all, but I'm gonna tell y'all one thing I know. My daddy don't lie to me. He don't. And as scary as the information that he might be handing out is, he don't lie. And I'm grateful for that. You said, I'm grateful I paid attention and moved accordingly. This, a sign or warning that something, especially something momentous or calamitous, is likely to happen. Do y'all feel like our classes were portents to the world? Not just to us, but to all the people that came across WOYU and was like, what is this crazy black lady on there screaming and hollering? Those were portents. They didn't even know God was trying to put them on, and they just swipe. Because I was a lady in a crop top. Or I was over here with a little Jesus juice in my hand. They said, I'm not listening to her. She don't even act like a church person. She always in a robe. She ain't never got no clothes on. Not gonna listen. You know what's funny? If you went ahead and read the Acts of Thomas, you see he wore the same clothes every day. You mean like a robe and some pajamas? While everybody else was all super snazzed out and dressed to the nines, he was wearing the same clothes in the winter, in the summer, in the fall, and in the spring. I believe ever since y'all done know me, pretty much every day I'm going to have on either a hoodie or a robe. I mean, sometimes I might put something else on before 10, 15 minutes, whether it's the summer, winter, fall, or spring. Guess what I'm going to have on? My uniform. This is my uniform right here. You said that's why we're still here, because you weren't churchy. Right. We have some churchy days. This is the CERCA uniform right here. Because guess what? You said my kind of person to listen to. Transparency. Listen, you said my dad asked me every day who was the crazy lady on my phone. I was ready to punch him every time about this WOIU class. Hilarious. Don't be beating on your parents now. Hilarious. My dad asked me every day who was the crazy lady on my phone. I was ready to punch him every time about this. But listen, he said, I found you in my season of isolation, and I'm grateful for. I think we all. Well, I can't say. I know I found y'all in mass. Listen, and tell him that crazy lady cared if you had some food, Dad. And then just look down at the ground and sigh. Ah! That's what you gotta do. Hit him with that. He'll think about it. Listen. You said what you said I hadn't heard in years. Listen, it's a real thing. It's a real thing. And the sad part about it is people kept saying what wasn't going to happen and they didn't have to. They'll worry about it when it's happening. That's the worst time. You said, yes, I was in my season of isolation and still is. And ain't you happy for it? Who either came in the season of isolation or got in one since you've been here? Friends dropped off, family members dropped off, all the people you used to kick it with, and then they're not around, a lot of them. Do you think that God did that for you on purpose? How smart do you think it's going to be for everybody to know all of your business just right now? Came in isolation right after I moved away from my DV situation. Come on. And been happy since, girl. That part. Listen. That. You said he did and very smart. Uh-oh. Never knew isolation. You said until I got here. Really? How much? Interesting. It's going to be very valuable that everybody don't know your business. It's going to be very valuable that folks don't know when you home and when you is and when you out of town and when you ain't. All of those things are going to be very valuable shortly. Not telling everybody everything you done bought and got and went and whatever else. It's going to be very valuable. Came in without housing. That was beginning of my isolation. Listen, you said sent me to learn to let that ish go and be happy with your own company. Listen, and still isolated. I don't care for people in my business or my space. Girl! Who said that? Classy lady. You said once I stayed here, I became isolated, and let me just say I love my own company. Ain't that so crazy? I mean, and you don't mind, whatever, but baby, I can be in here all day and find something to do. I guarantee you that. You said he was teaching, you said had to teach my husband that he was talking too much. Listen, that's my exact sentiment. Listen, you said when I started coming here, I got away from chaotic situations and they were pissed because they couldn't reach me. I was too busy in class. Listen, we focused on things that were meaningful and that changed our life. You hear me? We started pouring, not just being selfish and pouring into ourselves, but we allowed God to clean us out, to show us that the life we thought was a good life wasn't even no good life. Wondering why we can't get no rest. Wondering why our spirit is never at rest. I know a lot of y'all, now I can't speak for everybody because I don't know everybody's situation, but baby, I know you sleeps good. Because with that comes peace. You ain't got folks calling and telling you all of their negative information all day long. I don't want to hear that. You don't want to talk about nobody. Can you please get off my phone? My face scrunch up real fast. Or I be like this. I just start breathing real hard like. This be on FaceTime. I do what my kids do. They call me with some driving. Mm-hmm. Yep. Once I get to about that third breath, they be like, okay, I'm going to let you go. Oh, okay. And it's not, it's, because I'm trying to breathe. Look. Listen. Because, listen, you said laugh out loud. Yes. In the phone. So you said, listen, I can't, listen, I'm going to breathe real hard. Because I don't want this. You said, that's me now, and I will tell someone, I'll talk to you later. I gotta go. I'm trying to tell you, you said my phone is so dry. You said you better blow that hot tea. I'm trying to tell you, Mari, if you let out 3 of them and they don't catch on, yeah, just hang up. Nah, I'm just playing, but that's what I would do. That's me. But I didn't work on hanging up on people. I'm getting better. But because you don't care about my emotional, like, well-being if you gonna do that every day. Just breathe real hard. I'm trying to tell you. Take you a deep breath in and out. And not with frustration, because I'm not, no. I'm taking a calming breath in. Do you hear me? I'm going to breathe all the way through my nose and out. Because you going to know what you bringing me is bringing me stress. It's bringing me tension. I don't want this. I already got to deal with mine. I don't need yours. I don't need you pushing that over here. I don't want it. And it's a new year too. I'm not starting my new year out with drama and chaos. If they ain't paying attention to that, they ain't worried about how you feeling. They're not, Mari. I'm trying to tell you. And once I know that you don't care, I'm gonna just hang up. Why should I care? It's a new year. And I'm not talking about, oh, this, that, and a new me, none of that. No, I didn't deal with it last year either. So then I'm just getting closer and closer to not dealing with it at all. Do you hear me? Mm-mm. I told y'all I will. Not right now. I'll call them back later. Nope, I can't. Because sometimes I don't have the mental capacity to handle other people's stuff. And that's just it. And ain't nothing wrong with that. You can't be mad because I can't handle your stuff and my stuff. Is you handling mine? Oh, okay, then no. Wait a minute. Oh, I just called you to dump and didn't even know if my mental state was already where it needed to be to even be able to listen to this conversation. Nigga, if you don't get off my phone. You said I started telling people, get off my line. I'm going to say it jokingly the first time. Then the next time, the strong tone come through with grace. I'm trying to tell you. You listen. Have at it. Do what you need to. You just won't be doing it on. And I pay for this phone bill too. You gonna force me to listen to your mess? And you did you send $4.99? Because that's how much the calls when you needed to talk to somebody back, and that was per minute. What's Whitney Houston auntie name? Call the psychic line. You ain't calling them for free. They'll talk to you as long as you got some money. When your money run out, so do your advice. And you can't call back till you got another $4 and that's only for the first 3 minutes. After that, it's $2.99 a minute. You said, I'm just saying. You said, I used to think my grandma was rude when she would cut her friends off by saying, I'll talk to you later, and hang up when they start talking mess. I'm trying to tell you, and do. Now I know why she did it. Yeah, she didn't want to listen. I mean, I told them before I disconnected, I will, so I'm leaving now. Goodbye. I'm trying to tell you. Listen, somebody. You said, and I'll be playing New Edition talking about Mr. Telephone Man, there's something wrong. Listen, it's a real thing. I don't got time for that. If you want to call somebody and just run your mouth, if you have to pay for it, you're not going to waste these minutes. And guess what? Just because they don't cost you nothing don't mean that they don't cost me something. They cost me my peace, the joy I woke up with this morning. I was trying not to think about my problems. Now you didn't add it, right? A fee that I couldn't even pay when I first got up with my own stuff. Oh no. You said Dionne Warwick, whoever it is, one of them folks. That'll be $17.23. If you ain't got it, I'm hanging up, just like the people on the Psychic Friends Network. And what I mean by that is, if you ain't adding to nothing, like you ain't, sis, we need to be encouraged and this, that, and the otherwise, I'm letting you, because I got to pay this phone bill. And I'm not talking about actual dollars, but I'm saying you're not adding anything to my life for me to sit here and listen to this BS all day. No, I don't have it in me to do so. I don't want to. You said, y'all, I just sent a book to someone by mail. It's small and why it costs $8. Prices are insane. I told you, sis. I told you that the parcel wasn't gonna be moving. And if it was gonna be expensive. This is why we was getting all our stuff. Yeah. Yep. It's not that many minutes in the day. Quit letting people waste yours. And they be mad when they don't you don't let them waste your time. They want to take up all your time and don't add nothing positive to your life. I do not have it in me to do. I don't. Time is getting short. These days are going by so fast. It's already 4 o'clock. I seem it feel like I just got up. I don't know about y'all, but the days are going super fast. Super fast. You said, yep, UPS is very expensive, 3 times more. Y'all notice how many people are having visions about the earth's destruction? Y'all remember the scripture in Acts that we read and studied? Hmm? About the young men and the old men and the women, and your sons and daughters shall prophesy before the great coming of the Lord. That you remember? That part we already on day 3 of the new year. Jesus, give me more than 48 hours a day. Listen, Mari, it's crazy. Hmm. And now all of these people are waking up in tears, telling you about their dreams at 3:34 and 4:48 and all of this a.m. about the destruction that's coming to the earth. Hello. Hello. You said, my daughter's boyfriend works at FedEx and he said everything is starting to go up and that he barely even comes to work because no one's sending packages nowhere due to prices. Interesting. I believe it. I believe it. But we talk about packages not moving. Just think if we was trying to order all the stuff we was ordering 2-3 years ago right now, which I think that'll look like. Hmm? But ask for them to send books by media mail. You said it's half the cost. You said media mail is half the cost. Media mail. Interesting. Bankruptcy. You said wasn't they going to be impacted by the ending contract with Amazon? All kinds of stuff. No delivery. Interesting. Yeah. Yep. Which is going to impact the logistics community, is it not? Financially. Because a lot of owner operators move between cities to deliver to other larger corporations the little stuff they don't be wanting to mess with. But the owner operators are not getting that much work right now either. Right? A lot of owner operators are having to go back to working a regular job or going further than they normally would go or to different spaces that they would normally not go to because the money is not the same as it was in 22 and 23 and 24. Hello. Have they frozen my live? Here we go with this BS. They didn't froze my lives? I need somebody to comment something because it's looking like they didn't froze both of them. Okay. Okay. I'm just making sure. Even people having their own businesses are going back to work. Yep. Yep. It's a lot going on. You said just thinking. Okay. I didn't know. I didn't know because you know they'll have me skipping and I don't know that. So listen, Mario. And now you not to the messy bun and slanging G-Mar gangster vibes. Listen. I believe in my heart that what that man said over there in the UK about this year we about to see stuff that we never seen before. Was y'all here for that video? You said, yep, my brother stopped driving trucks. Was y'all here for that? Sings I got 5 on it and do. 250, because back in the day we could do 250 and 250 and then 250 and 250 and we was good. So 250. Yeah. Was y'all here for that when he said in the next 12 months we about to see things that we never even thought possible? Uh and did, and was gonna get a pack of new peasies and be good after that. You hear me? We was going $1.25 on them, and was, and then still had money for snacks. Mm-hmm. Was. What y'all think that stuff we never thought possible and things we never thought we would see are gonna be? What do y'all think that's gonna be? The new Paisley's. Shorts, please. And did. That's when it was $2.50 a box. A long time ago. Mm-hmm. Was. What y'all think some of the new stuff that we gonna see? Driverless semi trucks? No. Yes, but I'm talking about on a grander scale, Pumpkin. Maleficent. That's something that, right. That dragons. You said surreal, praying my heart won't fail. But what y'all think we gonna see? All this man said y'all about to see some stuff y'all didn't even know was possible, didn't even know could happen. What we about to see? What does that make you think of? No, I want to get your imagination started because I'm trying to figure out what y'all. And he said in the next 12 months. He didn't say in the next 10 years. He said in 12 months, in the next calendar year. While he had on a serpent type mask, one of the richest men, I'm thinking in the. So, what do y'all think we about to see? Tell me. What do you think? Let's listen to what he said so that way y'all know what I'm talking about. See if I can find it here. Hold on, let me see. Did I save it? Avatars. Well, avatars is real. They just the Sudanese people. Nephilims, beast, shapeshifters, shadows taking physical form, hybrids in school, bodies half chewed in different places, more plagues, and earth physical changes. You said it, Mari. That part, that's what I'm talking. Mystical creatures and people, raw, and the truth of today's mysteries. Robotic humans, them taking their mask off, transparency because they no longer care. Yep, some taller than normal beings, unicorns, creatures coming out of the waters. I agree. I agree. Oh, did y'all hear about this too?
The text above me is blue and not red. Breaking.
Don't say that. Just say
Fuck
it.
the news.
Okay.
If the text above me is blue and not red, that means this is information that is not geopolitical or mainstream information. It's information I think you should know. A Utah man whose wife, children, son-in-law, and family dog were unalived and crushed while driving a Tesla that was in autopilot mode that crossed the center line and head-on hit a tractor trailer.
Did you hear that? Y'all heard it? That Tesla was in autopilot, and went over the center line, and it was in autopilot, and even the dog was unalived in Utah, and now he's suing them. You said it was deliberate.
Candace Owens' biggest backer, John Mappin, has released a very eerie and disturbing Christmas video. Keep in mind that he's a Scientologist and has ties to Jeffrey Epstein. Well, good afternoon, and a very, very happy Christmas. All of our friends all over the world. And happy holidays to those of you who don't perhaps celebrate Christmas, but you celebrate these holidays that are so important in your own way. Now, in the next 12 months, in the coming year, we are going to all be a witness to extraordinary changes. Some of those changes will be miraculous. Some of those in the coming year, we are going to all be a witness to, but you celebrate these holidays that are so important in your own way. Now, in the next 12 months, in the coming year, we are going... He said the next 12 months, the coming year. Be a witness to extraordinary changes. We will all be a witness to extraordinary changes. Oh, go back. Some of those changes will be miraculous. Some of those changes will be miraculous. Some of those changes will be spectacular. Some of those changes will be spectacular. Some of those changes will involve things that you have never in your life seen. Some of those things will involve things that you have never seen in your life. Who remembers the word I told y'all to look out for? You want to put it on the screen real quick? Please. It's a specific word I said you need to be looking for when you... No! Oh! Ain't that funny how they just keep saying that word now? Right. We talked about this word, and we ain't quit hearing it since. Never happened. It's first time never. We keep hearing it. For the first time ever. Okay. Before, or have imagined that are possible. Wait. What's that? Some of those changes will involve things that you have never in your life seen before, or have imagined that are possible. Whatever occurs and whatever changes we will experience. You didn't even know it was possible. It was about to happen in the next 12 months. Huh. You never seen it before. It's going to be miraculous. It's going to be... That's a lot of big words to be saying about the next 12 months, don't you think? Those are a lot of words, and not big as in... No. That's a lot. And some people probably didn't hear nothing he said because they was too busy worried about the mask that he had on instead of listening to what was coming out of his mouth. But see, you couldn't see his mouth moving, so you didn't pay attention. You're like, why this person gotta... Because he need to let y'all know. You said he sound like he narrating for the Wizarding World of the show Earth. Come on. And they said this is Candace Owens' biggest backer. His name is John Mappin. Listen. Let us remember the friendship that is fundamental between all living souls, and let us appreciate the friendships that changes we will experience. Let us remember the friendship that is fundamental between all living souls, and let us appreciate the friendships that you have called out there as our friends have extended to us, and we, as your friends, extend to you at this time. From our family to yours. If that ain't a cryptic message, I don't know what is. Huh? That ain't a cryptic message to you? How about you over here? What you mean we gonna see stuff we ain't never miraculous? What do you mean? Things that we never even thought possible. Like what? Like a half goat, half man? Like on Sweet Tooth? Because I never thought I'd see a real satyr.
or 300-foot giant, or a frogman, or a dragon, or the Leviathan. I never thought I'd see that. All of Percy Jackson friends. Right. Mermaids, right. I never thought I would really see those things. So could part of that be it? Because it did say it was going to be like it was in the days of Noah, and in the days of Noah, all of those guys were around. You mean I'm going to see harpies for real? Like, there's really going to be people, because one thing we know about governments, they like secret weapons, and not all of them have to do with explosions and whatnot. And from what we can see back in the old days, they had flying soldiers as well that didn't need a plane. Don't forget that. Those hybrids we talked about in Japan, good and grown by now. Yes, they are, Jay. And whole time they've been doing it since way before, but we talked about that. They just letting us know. 2019, they made the first pig human hybrid. I wonder how old that is now, and where it is. I shouldn't say how old, because we know 2019 is about 7 years. How old are pigs when they can reproduce? I should know because my grandma had a hog pen, but. And how many babies can they have when they do, if it's a human pig hybrid? How quickly? Hello. The lion-headed men of Moab. Hello. Mm. Remember we looked up all the animals to see how long it take them to incubate? We should probably do it again, because it's been a year this month. Sweet Tooth's gonna have sweet tooths for people. Girlfriend and family members missing and found remains in their teeth. Yep. 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 Listen, unexplainable casualties skyrocketing too. Come on. Come on. Come on. Come on. We seeing it. Hello. Thank you for sharing the live, honey. Let's look up some animals and see how quickly these guys. Who thinks that this is relevant to your salvation and the edification of the word? Anybody? I think it's interesting. And Auntie Sin sent me, because this is all why the world was destroyed. These beings that we about to see that they've been making. And folks said none of this is relevant to the word. And you need to just focus on, oh, okay, it's sure about to be. What you gonna do if you see this in your thing? What you gonna do? That's a flying horse, nigga. And what's gonna be riding it? What if you see this? A 3-headed dog running towards you. What will you do? And not a little one, because you seen Harry Potter. If you seen Harry Potter, then you know it wasn't no little dog. Hello. Ooh, sorry, y'all. My ear was itching. What about this guy? What if you see him running at you? Huh? What you gonna do? What you gonna do? And see, when I was saying that these are real, remember everybody kept saying I was crazy? And now you found out they've been making them in labs for years. I said, how do you get this detailed if you've never seen it before? Who remembers me saying that? How can you tell me where all the bones and muscles and every single thing go and have a name for it when it's on a being that is not completely human? How can you tell me the muscular structure and all of the biology of this thing? How can you do that? Unless you've already seen it, how do you know how the back muscles connect? How do you, with 4 arms, how do you know this? You ain't never seen it, you just made it up, huh? Got it. You can tell me all of the, because that's detailed, you know? I was looking at Axis earlier. It says here, kitty, kitty, hybrid child. You said, channel my inner Buffy the Vampire. I'm trying to tell, because how was you doing this? How do you know all of this if you never seen it? How? And we can go on. Y'all know the list goes on and on. Oh, how do you know? Unless you've seen it, you can tell me exactly. Uh, now, how do you know about this? Unless you never seen it, you can tell me how the rib cage, all the muscles are connected. That's very detailed information for never seeing it before. Very interesting. You can tell me how the blood flows. You can tell me this is very detailed. I mean, you just know that you can tell me exactly the, and then you have the names of them, the obliques, externus, and the trapezius. I can't even pronounce them. The pectoral profundus, and a whole bunch of names that I can't pronounce. Hello. What about this? How can you write all of this down and know exactly where everything is if you've never ever seen it before? That is just, you can even tell me how the tailbone looks and everything is. It's different than ours, I bet. Interesting. Mm-hmm. Do you understand? You like it? You see it? You said doing the J.J. Evans. Right. Right, nephew. Right. Do you how are you so sure about all of this if you've never seen it? That just, yeah. You hear me? So you can tell me all the different kinds too, and the wingspan. And then you can also tell me what the eggs look like, and the uterus and the reproductive organs of the male and the female. That's interesting. You can even tell me the how long it takes to go from embryo to completely finished here. And it's only 5 weeks. Interesting. That's interesting information, and you've never seen it. Okay? Do you see it? How do you know this? It goes from egg to embryo in 3 days, embryo at 7 days, embryo at 3 weeks, and a fully grown harpy at 5. That's interesting. The whole reproductive organ of a harpy, and they never existed? How do you do that? You can tell me exactly how all of their vascular systems are set up and all of this, everything? Interesting. How do you do this if you've never seen it? Interesting. I just don't understand how you can know where this is if you've never ever seen it. You could tell me how the everything connects to the back and how the muscles look, everything. That is some interesting stuff and you've never seen it before. And then have everything listed too. That's the crazy thing. So I think some of this is some of the stuff that we never thought we'd see, and now we gonna see it. Not possible secret lab cloning. Japan got the go ahead last year. That's why we were looking up animals and how long it takes their gestations. But they already made the first one back in 2019. Thank you. Yeah. Last year, Japan University got the okay to do human animal hybrids. So some of those babies are already a year old. Hello. And if you ever watch Sweet Tooth on Netflix, you'll understand why they put Sweet Tooth out first and then they okayed the Japanese stuff because everybody was raving about it. So they said, yes, we could do it. We can go ahead and do it. But they've been doing it. They've been. You said in the top 5 of whatever we've never seen before. That part you said, unless they was already playing. They was, yeah, nephew. I told you they was playing with the genetics way back then because they put a pygmy in my mama. They was making sure that the body wouldn't reject the cells. Yes. We only been on an hour. Yeah. They was playing with the that's why they was doing it, to make sure that the human body wouldn't reject the cells. Once they knew that, it was game on after that. All of the Women that was getting the pig muscles to hold up their jobs that they was getting that was way too big and all of that. Yeah, they was just making sure your body wouldn't reject the tissue, the cells, and it was on the cracking. The lab rats, literally. Yep. And just think, 2025, when it came into 2025, Brianna, 2025 is when they said Japan been doing it, but it's stuff that shows it's older than that. Oh, okay. Well, the crazy thing is, yep, they brought back the wolf. They sure did, from Game of Thrones. They sure did. And all of these things were alive right before the flood. So all you got to do, if you do your research, is find out what beings were living and got drowned in the flood or turned into stone, and you will understand who it is that we about to see. And not the spirits of those beings, the actual lineage of those beings. Hello. They've been doing too much finding stuff and taking it out of the bone. DNA, see, what folks thought was a blessing is also a curse. That was the mysteries of God. We was never supposed to understand that whole deal because God knew as soon as we understood it, we was going to start to manipulate it. You said the skin grafts they were using of animal skin to replace the skin that people lost. Yep. I had a friend who got a pig heart vessel back in 97. Yeah, that's when my mama had her pig knee surgery because that's the year my son was born. She had her, remember I told y'all when I found that I was pregnant, I called up to the hospital. She had just had her knee surgery. That's when she got the pig knee in 97. Yeah. Mm-hmm. And then 96. Take that back. 96 because I had my son in 97. So yeah, 96. It's a real thing. So if you haven't watched Sweet Tooth, you need to. And it's so crazy that when Sweet Tooth was happening, the military was taking over the streets in that show. Very interesting. And a whole bunch of people got sick too. That is so crazy that temperature keep fluctuating like that. It is hot, then it's cold, then it's hot, then it's cold. Mm-hmm. He said sure did, and they brought back the. Listen, this is the thing though, family. So I was just thinking about this, right? Think about this. Do you believe you believe the whole word? Some of y'all used to think you believed the whole word, but you didn't really know if you did or not. But most of y'all now, because a lot of the stuff that we read was unbelievable. Was it not? The first time, okay. What was the first book that maybe made you question CERCA that we studied? If you can remember, and it might have been the book that made you not come for a couple of days. Which one was it? Tell me. That wasn't in the Bible, because I know it was one. I know it was one. Which lost book of the Bible? The whole OTP? Dang. Baruch. Okay. Anybody else? Enoch. Okay. The rest of Ezra. Yeah, that had you real nervous, didn't it? Sierra. Baruch. Oh, Enoch. Okay. What about the vision of Paul? Oh, well, y'all was already in by then. Hilarious. You said can't say it was a book, but you and Dad tap dancing on my head at the same time was a doozy. Hilarious. You said, I don't know. All of it make me so intrigued. Listen, both of the books. She said both of them. The Testament of Solomon also. Interesting. Made you think, I don't know if I should trust this lady. Thank you, Carol. I don't know. She had me at the Adam and Eve. What about Adam and Eve? Some of y'all didn't believe that was real at first. The infancy of Jesus Christ made you look at me crazy. Okay. Mm-hmm. And now look at you. Mad because folks won't read it. Calling them crazy. Look at you. Mm-hmm. Now you be like, you don't even know. You said the sibling oracles. Yes. Listen, you said I'm thankful for. I know, but I know. You said the book of the monster skeletons. Really? Kind of made you look at me a little crazy, T. Like she didn't went too far now. Until you read Jasher and you see he turned him into elephant men and ape men. I think it was overwhelming. The overwhelming of knowledge. How it's been sitting in your face, the infancy of Jesus Christ. Yeah. But you happy you read them now. Because the word makes so much more sense. I asked a few of my people, I told you, that are ministers. I said, we know Paul had a vision. You said, mad as hell. I stay saying, I can't explain nothing to you. Hilarious. Y'all don't be frustrated. Don't be. It's hard to, though, because you'll be like, it's right there in your face. How can you not see this? But God got to open their eyes too. And they have to be willing. They have to want to know. If he don't open their eyes, and then sometimes he'll open their eyes and put it right in front of them, and they still don't want it. You said the word is alive now. That part, Auntie. Mm-hmm. That's why I said I when I found it, I was writing down so much of it. You said, yes, I had to learn the willing part. Right. You said that's if they don't want to know. The only reason they don't is because they don't want to. Because have you learned that God will give you all the answers you need? You don't have to guess. Because even if you do come up with like a hypothesis of something, he'll take you right to the information. And it's like, wait a minute, how did this, like you'll go read something else or be somewhere else and he'll bring the answer straight to you. Be like, oh my goodness. You said I had this convo with my nephew and sister, and they was on me like they was looking at you like you was insane. Who feels like your heart is more prepared to see these beings and to see real giants and all these different things that the word said? Because people throw around that as it was in the day of Noah, and they don't even know what it means. Because they haven't went to study what all was happening. They just knew that the world was wicked. They did not go study the beings that had to be flooded and why it was flooded. You said, I'm so glad I found you, and we found you in Jesus. Listen, you said, I told them it wasn't for them. Me and my kids too. Listen, I'm trying to tell you. If God said it's going to be like the days of Noah at the end times, I need to understand what that means. All of it. It's a reason he had to use, I'm not as afraid. Come on. They keep trying to make it metaphoric like, oh, he was speaking metaphorically. No, he wasn't. Because he destroyed the earth because the angels and man destroyed the bloodlines that he made and the species that he made, and they started to mix them. You mean exactly like they're doing right now? And those half being, half beast started to ruin the world, because you have to think, if you're half lion and half man, you still might have flesh cravings. You're not supposed to eat flesh. If you're half dog, half human, you might still crave human flesh or raw flesh. Oh, okay, well, the church had me scared as if the tribulation was something scary, but now that you have explained it, I'm excited. Now, yeah, the tribulation is gonna be scary. Oh, it's still scary. Don't think it ain't. It's still about to be scary. Yes, that's why I keep asking God to prepare my heart and mind. Oh no, it's gonna be terrifying. He said that. It's gonna be exactly that. Oh no, it's still gonna be terrifying. Yeah. That's why I keep saying, God, heal my mind and heal my heart so I can know. Cause nigga. It's getting scarier by the day. You don't see it when you're in the tribulation right now. Can I read something? Okay. Who believes in the Leviathan? Some of y'all already got this book and you already read it, but some of y'all haven't. Who believes in the Leviathan? Raise your hand. Everything that God made, He made male and female, right? And God made the Leviathan. So did He just make one? That means it was at least. Okay. It says, and after both Lamech and Yuval the giant had prayed that way that Jared, I'm sorry, let me do this again. And after both Lamech and Yuval the giant had prayed the way that Jared, who is Jared? What happened in the days of Jared? Can you tell me what happened in the days of Jared? Seth's son. Okay. What happened in the days of Jared? When the angels came down and made it with the women. It was in the days of Jared that all of the beings that I just showed you in that book were made. In the days of Jared, which is like the seventh generation from Adam, seventh or eighth generation from Adam. It was in the seventh generation, in the days of Jared, that the angels came down and made it with the women. You can look it up for yourself, okay? Now listen, Lamech and Yuval, because there was two Lamechs. It wasn't just one, it was two. It was two Enochs. It was two of a lot of people. Okay? So look. It says, after both Lamech and Yuval the giant had prayed the way that Jared had shown them and sacrificed animals with the open hearts to the Lord for 25 years, their spirits were still untouched by him. So there was a giant and Lamech, one of the Lamechs, that God has said, anybody out the line of Cain, I'm not messing with them. Right? Anybody from the line of Cain for however many generations, they curse to me, da 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 da. What book am I reading? I am reading the book of Lamech of Cain. Okay? It says, and we use our manners. Can you please tell me? Love you. All right, here we go. It says, for the Lord did not smile upon them, respect their sacrifices, or answer their prayers. What a stupid waste of time, Lamech lamented. And he had the Leviathan destroy the place of worship that he and Yuval the giant built to the Lord or whatever, and the Lord had ignored them, because y'all know it's spaces in here. And so Lamech and Yuval the giant chose to worship the Leviathan that they had tamed, for the Leviathan was great in stature, male and female, their skin was invincible. And Lamech and Yuval the giant then sacrificed to the Leviathan, and taught the sons of Cain and Seth how to pass their children through the water to the Leviathan. Huh? And they sing a song where it says, he, the Leviathan, spreads his sharp undersides in the mire, causes the deep to boil like a pot. He, the Leviathan, makes the sea his own pot of ointment. He, the Leviathan, makes a deep and hoary wake that shines in the water. There was nothing like the Leviathan and his female on earth, for they were made without fear. Leviathan is the king over this evil land and all of its prideful inhabitants. This is the song that the giants, Yuval, and you can look him up, Uvall, or sometimes they spell it, it's a different way they spell it too. It's like YOV something. So those men in the submarine knew where they were going. Yes. They've been found the Leviathan, Granny, a long time ago. All the mythological sacrifice procedures that has been passed through this generation. Come on, Mari. Come on. So, go back. It's talking about how they fear the Leviathan, and then trying to find the part, because they singing this song to the Leviathan. I ain't singing no songs to him. Okay, so then this is Tubal-Cain and the Leviathan. We know who Tubal-Cain is, right? Everybody know who Tubal-Cain is. Tubal-Cain, the son of Lamech, who worked with iron and ore, considered something the Leviathan. For Lamech had boasted, be afraid of the Leviathan that can kill the body and kill the soul in this cursed land that is now held. That's what he was saying. And Tubal-Cain said, will Lamech make supplications to the Leviathan? Will Lamech speak soft words to the Leviathan? Has Lamech made a covenant with the Leviathan? Will the Leviathan serve Lamech forever? And this is a whole nother song. Tubal-Cain plans to kill the Leviathan. Tubal-Cain knew nothing of the beast of the field or of the sea, for he made weapons of violence against them all. Tubal-Cain only knew how to kill, and such his mind was on living things. And Tubal-Cain was jealous and coveted the love that his father Lamech had for the Leviathan. Tubal-Cain burned with envy and anger and was not able to obtain contentment or happiness. He desired the death of the Leviathan. And Tubal-Cain sought to make an edged weapon that could kill the Leviathan, for Tubal-Cain believed his father might rejoice when a weapon was presented that could kill the Leviathan. And Tubal-Cain considered the weapon to make it, weapon to make to kill the Leviathan. And it says, Can I make a hook that will draw out the Leviathan? Is there a cord that I can let down to catch the Leviathan with? Can I put a hook in the Leviathan's nose? Can I bore through his jaw with a thorn? How might I kill this 10-horned beast of my father Lamech? For every sword and spear cannot remove the harbinger upon the Leviathan. Hello. It was dinosaurs and monsters before the flood. Very scary beast. Right before the flood. No, it's not a dragon because it's under the. I mean, it's not a. It is a dragon, but it's underneath. It's in that sea that they found that's underneath our ocean. It says he's in the lowest parts of the water. Well, what we thought was our sea floor is the roof to another ocean, and they showed us that in the Monster King of the Monsters movie, Middle Earth, right? They said there's an ocean bigger than our ocean. But that barrier of bones and sea creatures and all of that, yeah, it's about to get bust through here in just a minute. I remember when I was young, I was in probably my last years of high school when the science community said they found something right under the water and they feel like it's hibernating, and they had the aerial views of how big it was and how many miles it went and all of that. And then all of that went away. It was late, what, 90s, early 2000s, or somewhere in that 90s era. Y'all remember that? And they was trying to get down there to it, and they submarines kept getting crushed because they couldn't figure out what it was and why it was so big and how they could see it. And it was the freaking Leviathan. Men's hearts failing from what's coming up out of the earth. They don't believe the word. They swear up and down they do, but they don't. Let's see, where is it? Oh, there it go, right there. Let's see. Paul, that's for you. You see this line right here? Specifically, it says, "Do not tell me what to do." You come in and you sit and you listen like your mama taught you some lessons, or you say nothing at all. You don't go to your church and tell your pastor to talk to you about Jesus or tell you what you want to hear. You won't do it here either. Thank you. You said, didn't they try to say it was a big school of fish? I can't remember what they said. They was trying to get down there to it, though. You said it's a guy on here who talk about it, and it's all up and down the West Coast. No. This was before. It was huge. Huge. I'm talking about like bigger than, like almost bigger than our American landmass. This thing was massive, and they could not figure out what it was. But this thing wasn't moving. It wasn't moving. They just knew it was something. You said NASA and them canceled their exploration after finding something. That's the thing that's going to come out of the water to unalive. Well, where did Godzilla come from? And it says he shoot fire out of his mouth, and the shards on the bottom of his body break up the ground like an earthquake. Ain't that what happened with Godzilla? The spikes on his tail? Just like what showed up on the radar last year. This. But I'm saying back then it wasn't moving. When they found whatever it was late, no, it wasn't moving. Right? Because they kept trying to get down there and get to it. It might be moving now, but it wasn't moving back then. When they radar, whatever, so whatever you call that, sonar had found it, it wasn't moving, so he was probably still hibernating, but it's almost time for him to come out. That's another thing. People don't believe that. But it says that he is coming back. He is going to wake up. Now, people don't believe that there are things that have been in stasis since the flood. But cryogenics is not new. And too many times on the movies, they just showed y'all something defrosting and something happens where the heart comes back to life. It starts beating. They're in stasis. You said, oh my God, so what's the huge dragon they found on Google Maps in Venezuela? The black man is talking about it. Y'all might be talking about the same thing. He waking up. All of the beings are waking up. They told us for all of this time. You said that's the same man. What was on Ragnarok, girl? And you see he had them crap, girl. You said the huge dragon that no, he didn't. His head was what's the name? But he started eating people. Exactly. The first movie I seen was the one with the guy Brandon Fraser when he was unfrozen and went to high school. Listen, it's a real thing. Everything that they showed you on TV, they are able to do, and been doing it. All of it, because it's not new. The same way that Noah's children went back and got the secrets, the world hasn't been started over since then. Loki's baby, yep. You said, yep, and Encino Man too? Okay. That's why they was like, why are y'all reading myths? Because Adam and Eve had 63 or 53 other children. Where they stories at? Oh, they hid them in mythology. Didn't they? Adam and Eve's other children's stories are hidden in mythology. And if you study the Bible right, you will see something. They're true stories. You just don't know who they talking about. But Adam and Eve had 30 daughters and 33 sons. So there's that. Or however many. I know it was 53 or 63 children between there. So where they stories at? Oh, they hidden in mythology. That's where they hidden it. The gods and the half beings and all of that. But if you don't read Jasher and Jubilees and Enoch and all of that, you would never know. No one ever questions why they make you learn mythology or study the Romans and Greeks. Exactly. Playing in your face. My Gma always said, how can you imagine something you've never seen? Baby, believe half of what you see. That part. Mm-hmm. And that's why people was on here calling me crazy. I said, that's just because you don't know. You ain't get enough study. And that's not like, oh, I'm smarter than you. No, you don't see what's right in front of you. Because the Bible talks about these. The Bible talks about dinosaurs. The Bible talks about mer people. The Bible talks about unicorns. The Bible all of it. Lion-headed men and all kinds of stuff. Giants with 6 fingers and 6 toes. It said the sons of Enoch and different races of people was over 200 and some feet tall. Hello, Enoch says they was 450. Do you believe the word or not? He didn't call them and say they was taller than the cedars of Lebanon. This is scripture. They were as tall or taller than the cedars of Lebanon. Oh. He also called them, he referred to another type of tree that's real, real tall. Oh, okay. Just because you think, oh, he meant 10 feet. No. Did you go look up how tall a cedar of Lebanon? And mind you, everything is smaller now. They was bigger than the redwoods of California. Hello. How tall are the redwoods in California? The ones you can live in? How tall are they? How wide and round are they? The people was bigger than that. Some of them. In real life. You said yes. Please see the big green book. This part. It show you right there. It do show you in the big green book. And the little brown book that's like the big green book. Now this is a map of history and it's supposed to be biblical history. Why would they be showing us these? And they're telling us the bloodline of where they came from. And then they tell you, oh, and just so you know, why you got these here? And they're from the line of Persia, the Persians, the Babylonians. Really? Centaurs. Interesting. That is interesting because this is bloodlines, honey. I hope you know. From Persia? From the five cities of the plain? From Elam? From Syria? And that's funny because they always show. Now, if you don't believe this, let's turn back just one page and look at what it says right there. Let's turn this so y'all. Oh, it is turned already. Look at that. It says instead of the Chaldaic or Chaldaic, the Greek names of the kings of Babylon and Assyria are herein given, as they are most commonly found and used. So anytime that you're reading about the Greeks gods, you're actually reading about the Assyrians and the Babylonians. Oh, the kings. So Juno and Jupiter and Neptune and Vulcan were real people, and they can tell you the bloodlines that they came out of. You said, what? Because it was giants before the flood and after, and if only 8 people got on the boat, where did giants come from? Genesis says so. Genesis 6. There was giants before the earth, and I mean before the flood and after. It was only 8 people on the boat, so called. So, but we know Noah was 210 feet tall. We know that, and his they know exactly where his thing is. You see that right there? And we got us an old book in here that tells us why they want to get into Palestine right now. Don't we? We got us a book from the 1800s that tells us why they want to get over there in Palestine. It's right here. T, y'all sent it to me. Thank you, T. Right here, this book, The Giant Cities of Bashan. Y'all know, like Og of Bashan? Right, this book right here is an old book called The Giant Cities of Bashan. And you know what they found in the giant cities of Bashan in 1885 or 1891? Let's look and see what they found in the giant cities of Bashan and Syria's holy places. Interesting. Let's just do it right here really quickly. Bashan and its giant cities, the land of the Philistines. Interesting. Galilee and the sea coast. Northern borderland, Lebanon, Hamath, and northern border of Israel. Palmyra and Damascus. All of those places are... No. Now, when was this book written, just so you know? It was written in... Come on. 1891. Before the 1900s when they started lying to y'all about stuff. You see it right there. 1891. 1891, before they could change the narrative. This is when all the palm-colored folks start taking trips over there and they start knocking noses off of stuff. Never mind. Let's go and see what they said in 1891. Bashan is the land of sacred romance. We're going to skip down to there. In the memorable raid of the Arab chiefs of Mesopotamia into eastern and central, where Palestine, we read that the Rephaim, the giants, the sons of Rapha, with 6 fingers and 6 toes. That is the giants, for such is the meaning of the name, men of stature, beside whom the Jewish spies said along afterwards that they were as grasshoppers to them. Well, how big does a person have to be for you, a regular-sized human, to look like a grasshopper? In 1891. See right there? They said they look like grasshoppers. See the Rephaim. And where were they at? In central Palestine. You mean where they're trying to get in right now, you mean? No. You said what? Grasshoppers. You see it? Interesting. In 1891, they knew this. Okay. These were the aboriginal inhabitants of Bashan, and probably the greater part of Canaan, the rest of Palestine. Interesting. Most of them died out or were exterminated at a very early period, but a few remarkable specimens of the race, such as Goliath, Sippai, and Lami in First Chronicles, were the terror of the Israelites. Interesting. And the champions of their foes as late as the time of David. No. Okay. Well, what's it say here? It says the traditionary memorials of these primeval giants exist now in almost every section of where? Palestine. No, you want some giant bone DNA for some super soldiers. In the forms of graves of enormous dimensions. As of the grave of Abel, Adam's son, is near Damascus, is 30 feet long. If you only 6 feet or 10 feet, what do you need a 30-foot casket for? Interesting. Abel's grave is in Damascus. What they tearing up now? Damascus. That of Seth in anti-Lebanon, where they trying to get into. They've been tearing up Lebanon too. Interesting. About the same size. So his grave was 30 feet long too. Interesting. And remind you, that's traveling over here to Palestine in the late 1800s. Oh, okay. What else to say right here? It says, and that of Noah, who is in his grave is in Lebanon. Noah's grave. So when they say they don't know where it is, they lied. In 1891, they did because they was taking all of the people over there to it. Interesting. In 1891, actually before, because this book was written in 1891, so it had to be before that. Moving on, which measures no less than 70 yards, which is 210 feet. Now, why would Noah's grave be 210 feet tall? Well, it did say that there were giants after the flood, and Noah's grave is 210 feet long. That's why his grandson, Nimrod, was a giant. Hello. That means Noah's sons were giants as well. His wife was probably one too. But most people don't go look and see what was going on in the days of Noah to understand what it is that you need to be looking for. They tell you they don't know where they at, but in 1891 they did. They could tell you one was in Lebanon, one was in anti-Lebanon, and one was in Palestine or a part. Oh, okay. So how was it that in 1891 they knew exactly where they were, and this man went to the grave and described it? He also talked about the hidden cities that are there, where it looked like the Flintstones houses. It's called the giant cities of Beijing. Thank you, T. That's why the boat had to be built with that. Okay. You welcome. Do you believe the whole word or just part of it? Is what I be wanting to ask. Hello. Thank you. There's some other books in here too that's real good. See? Folks be trying to argue about stuff. Listen, you worried about the surface stuff. We get down and deep around here. You can't see it, but this used to say, seeking you shall find. It don't no more because we've been seeking, so it, it's been filled up in here. Hello. Listen, because it's a real thing. And people want, he said, just got that book. Thank you. You're welcome. Yeah. Listen, it's a lot of stuff in here that's good. And it puts the word, you can see it. Just like something simple, and I go to this all the time because people love mythology. And then we can go wherever y'all want to go. But one of the most simple ways to see, this is Norse mythology, and it literally has biblical stuff in it. And people just say, oh no, it's not real. Right here, the Bible talks about the Nephilim. And so does this lovely book. Do you see it? See that right there? Mimir is the same name of the tree that Abraham sat under. Mamre, Mamre. They changed it. is where the giants live. They call it Erd. And the Nephal or the Nephilim, what? Are the giants. What? So this is scripture. Oh, because they changed to Erd, and the Nephilim or the Nephal, Nephal to Nephil. Hello. Oh, and Memir is a Mamir. M-A or Mamre, the tree that Abraham and Moses used to sit under. When what's the city that got destroyed with Lot now? That's where they was sitting at. So if you know what you're looking for, you understand that the rest of the stories is hidden in mythology. You said, so where the people that Noah was warning about the flood, they were giants. Some of them were, and some of them were human-sized people. Some of them were monsters, and I'm going to show you how. Give me a second. Let me find my other book. Where are you? No, hold on. I'm about to show you something. If I can find it. I think I moved it. Where did I move it to? It might be in my room. Give me a second, yo. Hold on. That's the other Bible. That's Josephus. Oh, where are you? Give me a second. And I bet you it's right in my face, but it might be in my room. And I got 2 copies. Where's the other one? Hold on. I think it's in my room. It's his. I'll be right back. Before WOIU, I know where every single book I had was. And after WOIU, I'll be looking around for a minute. Give me a second. What kind of librarian am I? Oh, it is in here. It is. It's in here. That's why. At least y'all know I'll be having books in my room and I really do be studying. There's a book in here called the Book of the Giants. And this is the Dead Sea Scrolls. You should definitely get this. Do not sleep on this book. It's real good. Now, there's a lot of missing parts because, Okay, so you've read this then. Right? The Book of the Giants. Oh, what's it say here? See that? It says maybe they're talking to Gilgamesh, right? But we know they talked to Enoch. The giants did. Right there, it says the angels exploit the fruitfulness of the earth. It says the 200 angels chose animals, including presumably humans, on which to perform unnatural acts. And then it says the outcome of the demonic corruption was violence, perversion, and a brood of monstrous beings. Genesis 6. And the Book of the Watchers from Enoch 1. Interesting. You see it? Yep. Okay. So then let's go to the next page. What happened? Right here it says the giants had a dream about the flood. Interesting. And who did they go talk to? Enoch. And guess what Enoch told them? Y'all all gonna die. Okay. And then it says more dreams afflict the giants. The details of this vision are obscure, but it bodes ill for the giants. The dreamers first speak to the monsters, and then the giant. What monsters? You mean these people right here? These guys? You mean these monsters? These kind. This is how they could tell us that these. They all knew it was coming. Hello. And this is called the Book of Extinct Animals. That means they lived before. What? Huh? How can you tell me this if you never seen it? See? Mm-hmm. You said what now? You said, huh? You said because they did. Because they lived. Because they were real. Right. The resurrectionist. And they go very detailed about all of the body parts. So if you've never seen this, how can you tell me where all the muscles are? You see that? You can name all of it? Interesting. everything on a flying horse. Oh. So if it was going to be like the days of Noah, the giants, you can buy it everywhere. Amazon, everywhere. Just type in the Dead Sea Scrolls, it'll come up. You can even download it. So, with that, you said we don't see them in museums. Thought it was dinosaurs, right? You're welcome. You're welcome. So that's why I say, do you believe all of the word or just a little bit of it? Because even this book right here shows you scriptures, and this is a kid's book, and we do this all the time, but I don't know who's new here, so let's do it. This book right here, right? The Incredible Creatures and Creations of the Bible, right? It uses the scripture to show you what you're looking at, right? That's the Holy of Holies. Oh. What's that say? The Nephilim. This is scripture, Genesis 6. The Nephilim were on the earth in those days and also afterward when the sons of God went to the daughters of humans and had children by them. They were heroes of old, men of renown. This is a kid book, just so you know. And what's that say there? Right here, it says the Bible tells us that there were at least giant-like beings. Tells us there were at least giant-like beings on the earth. Oh, okay. Interesting. Goliath had to be, he was taller than 9 feet. But, okay. You know what they had? Extraordinary bloodlines. Interesting. See this right here? Some versions of the scripture translate the word Nephilim as giants. Those with supernatural bloodlines found fame on the battlefield. Conquerors, they seized control of the best territory. Champions, they brought the king glory of the country. Rulers, they made a name for themselves among emerging nations. And this is the size of them to regular men. Oh, okay. So this is scripture, right? The talking donkeys. Balaam and his donkey, which is where we get Shrek from. Hello. Mer people. Why would the Bible talk about mer folks? Huh? You see it. Ain't that Aquaman? Oh. After the Philippines had captured the Ark of God, they carried the Ark into Dagon's temple and set it next to Dagon. Dagon was a mer person. They was worshiping, just like they do in certain African countries and other countries. They worship the mer folks and the water spirits because they're not just spirits, they're real. And they told you they was. Oh, the people with the 6 fingers and 6 toes. The 6-finger men of Gath. And we got people that, and guess what? They was supernatural. They was the giants. Oh, look. See? And another wartime passage tells of Og, the last Rephite king. Now, I just read to you out of that book that said the Rephaim, which is exactly what Og was, and we have his book as well. They was living in Palestine and Canaan and all over there where they trying to get into right now. We just read that in a book from 1891, and the scripture tells us that Og was a Rephite king, a Rephaim. Hello. The Bible talks about him. About his bed being 13 feet long. I think it was longer than that, but we just gonna say okay. Hello. People still being born with 6 fingers and 6 toes now is a genetic marker that these things were real. So you can go through here. Oh, a unicorn. Now, why would the Bible talk about a unicorn? And Job, too, at that. Job, the one everybody talk about. He also talked about the brontosaurus. Hello. The behemoth. Now, why would Job be talking about the behemoth if it wasn't real? He also talked about other beings. You want to know why? Because the dinosaurs was alive when they was alive. And some of them still alive right now. Hello, there go your Leviathan. The fire-breathing water lizard. Hello. Job again. Sparks fly out of his mouth. His eyes are like the rays of sun. You mean like The blue light that be coming out of a griffin. Now, why in the world would Psalms be talking about a griffin? Angels with the wings that fly. Okay. These is all the mythical. It's some more in here. Oh. Jonah's whale talks about all the beings. Godzilla, right. The four horsemen. The slaying of the dragon. And there's more in there that we're not going to go through. Not after that. He says, incredible creatures. Yep. It does. So, when the Bible says people's hearts is about to be given out with fear, I believe it's because what the Bible said is real about to start. It's already started to show up. Especially since we've been doing this class. Since 22, you saw mermaids, you saw giants. It was all kind of stuff. And it wasn't AI. It was real. Because the people that exposed those things, a lot of them, we have not heard from them since 22. Or 23. Whatever year, whatever they exposed came out. Them people that saw that giant closing the mountain like a door. We ain't heard from that white couple that did that. They had the video because they was live when they did it. We ain't heard from them. The man up in Montana that saw the big old man. All of them people. Matter of fact, that stuff ain't even circulating on. You can't even find those videos no more. The dragon from Japan that everybody kept saying was fake. Interesting. All of them. All of them. The fairies. The little green thing. And they was like, oh, it's computer generated. Right. Right. A fairy is a fury. If you didn't know. Tinkerbell got anger problems. It's a reason for that. They found a mermaid person. Can I send it to you? Oh, no. I already know. It's one of the videos I posted and they took it down, but they let other people post the video with my whole voice on there. I couldn't post it, but they can post my stuff. But yeah, you sure can. The goat dude, yep. Remember all the people that over in Africa and different places and Haiti and stuff, and they were saying that's not real, but they had the goat legs because somebody put a spell on them. All of it. We sure seen all of that in the last 4 years. You have the ostrich tribe, the people over in Africa that have the bird feet, and they said that their ancestors came from Sirius B, and they've been telling people about Sirius B before the scientists even knew about Sirius B. Oh, okay. The wolf men are real. The confessionals, a man shot one. Come on. I stopped going to church years ago, and I'm learning more here than I have in over 20 years. I spent it in the 20 years I spent in church. My 13-year-old grandbaby is now getting interested in our classes. She listening now. Hey, Nixie Poo. And the guy with the teeth. They just did another video of him inside somebody's house. I just watched it. The vampire dude that be doing like this. Because he was outside and they was like, and somebody from Haiti over here was like, Haiti do not got that type of technology. Quit playing. That's real. Y'all better quit playing. I heard the way he was screaming. That's how demons scream, baby. You ain't get to tell me. I've been in a deliverance ministry, and exactly how that dude was screaming once them teeth came out is exactly how them demons be screaming, and they will make a person's teeth look like you ain't got to play with me. I already know. You said them my people circle with the ostrich feet. Right. I forgot. We got. Oh yeah, I forgot. And dude got what? Listen, got a few folks over here with web fingers and everything. Two uteruses. All the stuff that they told y'all wasn't real. We got people in our community that got those different genetic. I don't want to call them disorders, but those genetic traits. You said I know people from Haiti that told me stories, and boy, oh boy, I'm trying to tell you. Yeah. I seen a video of a man turning into a wolf. I'm trying to tell you. Yeah, it's real. People don't believe it. It don't matter. You about to see it. And it's going to be scarier not to know that it exists and then see it. See, at least we preparing our minds to see this stuff. You said in Africa, the dudes with the vampire teeth are real. Yeah. Funny Blade was the black one could walk around in the daytime. Hello. And that nigga, every time they tell him to do it, he come on with it. And you can tell by the way he be howling. That ain't normal. Why? How do he make the same sound if it ain't real? Make it make sense. And you can tell it hurt him when he snap out of it. Hello. And we ain't talking about Domo. We talking about the other dude. Now, I ain't gonna say Domos ain't real either. We don't know. But, never mind. It is what it is. Oh yeah, the lady with the goat legs and her tail kept wiggling. Ooh, baby, I would be so mad. Could you imagine waking up and you got goat legs? She got a don't. She got a don't. She got a don't. Cause you a show had an ass of a donkey. You would be a whole ass. I would be so sad. You said in my country, you said people got turned to a ball of fire, but it have to be a witchcraft. Queen of Sheba had that too. Here we go. And Solomon couldn't leave her alone because they slept with a married man. Come on. I'll be so mad. You said, oh yeah, the lady with the goat. Yeah. Yeah. You said on the islands we got 509 area code people coming. And I've been saying they turning into animals. You said on the island we got 509 area code people coming, and I've been saying they be turning into animals. I believe you 100%. Because people don't believe that magic is real, but it changes matter, and that's the devil wants to change us because God changed him into something ugly and into something like, yeah. I'm trying to tell you. Remember, Lucifer's countenance was changed. That's why he wants you to mutilate yourself and to change yourself, because he can never look the way that he did that God made him. God stripped him of that. God turned Nebuchadnezzar into a whole No, he turned him into the X-Men dude. No, but Beauty and the Beast. If you go look at the description of Nebuchadnezzar, and we got Nebuchadnezzar book here too. We got the Nebuchadnezzar Chronicles as well. Sure do. We got that book as well. The book of Nebuchadnezzar. We got it. He looks exactly like the Beauty and the Beast character. If you go look at the description, it's the Beauty and the Beast character. And his wife kept going to where he was at, grazing and stuff. We got the Nebuchadnezzar book here. Where you at, girl? See. Yep, right here. We got the Nebuchadnezzar tablets, and you can read, and it ain't thin either. I mean, it's not, we got the Nebuchadnezzar tablets. You can read all about it. What happened when he got kicked out, and it's exactly like Beauty and the Beast. He was in the court. He was in his courthouse, like in his thing, and God let the angel come and change him, and they turned him into a beast, and they was like poking him with sticks, and he bust out and everything. It's real. Beauty and the Beast. And his wife, I forget her name. What's her name? Amethyst. Amytis. Amethyst. Queen Amethyst. See? Takes the throne because her husband had been gone. Hey, from Kentucky. Hello, you see it? So we reading the Nebuchadnezzar. So what? Not amethyst. Hey, yeah. We got an amethyst over there though, a big one too. Yeah. So people don't believe it, but all of these things are real. So if God can change Nebuchadnezzar into an animal, why wouldn't the warlocks and witches be able to do it? Disney tells y'all they do it all the time. Brother Bear and what's her name? Ariel. She was a fish woman that got legs and married a human man. Hello. Do you believe the Bible or not? Do you? Either you do or you don't. Witches want the power that God have. Hello, and warlocks. So, you hear me? It's a real thing. It's a real thing. Listen, that's why we study. You said it's also the Disney movie Brave. Exactly. What's the Disney got so many movies where they turn humans into dogs, or they switch spirits and they wake up and they a dog or some kind of bird or animal. They be the ones telling you, and we already figured it out. Disney really is the most magical place on earth. They tell y'all that. They was telling us in the Splash movie, yep, with Tom Hanks. I remember that. All of them. Right in front of your face, and they be doing real spells and everything. And they put the most powerful magical word, or one of them, in almost every Disney movie. Abracadabra. And have kids saying that before they can even say words good. Hello. Thank you. You said I thought it was only in the Caribbean and did not understand I needed to read the Bible. No, it ain't just in the Caribbean. It's everywhere. You said there. Listen. That's why when people are like, oh, you can't tell me nothing about the Bible, I can tell you a lot about it, actually. Because the Bible led me to 99.9% of the books that's in this library. Because when you start to go study the people and who they were, then you find out some things. And the reason that God got so angry that they was worshiping other gods is because those gods were half human, half angel, or half animal, half angel, or a third angel, a third human, and a third animal. How dare you worship the creation more than the creator? And I've showed y'all time and time again the books and the right there with the Egyptians, they show y'all the people with the snake heads, with the human bodies, and they be like, that was the gods. Well, then why did they say that this king was real then? So who was walking around with a whole snake head and no bones like this then? Because it's right in the hieroglyphs. They show you the lion headed and the puma headed goddesses and all of this stuff, the tiger headed goddesses. Well, it says that in Genesis it was monsters. Well, I would think if somebody had a lion head and a human body, that would be considered a monster. And yes, I would be scared. If I seen a horse with the top half of a man, I'm gonna be a little nervous. And it ain't no little one either. It's the big ones. If I saw a cow head on a human body, I'm gonna be a little nervous. I don't know about y'all. And it says that all of these beings, you can see in the hieroglyphs that it was whole groups of people that were this. Well, do you believe the word or not? Is all I gotta ask. So if Nebuchadnezzar, and it's with carved in wood rock, just in case, right? So if God can turn Nebuchadnezzar into an animal, then it's right there. He was letting you know. If the witch of Endor can bring up a shadow or a soul, because she brought up the soul of Samuel the prophet after he died, okay, then you know it could be. But see, people don't read the word like that. But people still practice necromancy right now. You can go somewhere and speak to a spirit, but it showed us that the witch of Endor in the Bible did that very thing with the prophet's soul. Samuel. Saul and Samuel. Remember, he went to the witch of Endor and she was able to do exactly, because why would they put it in the Bible if it really didn't happen? You said we're going to have some women getting with them, then making sweet tooths. They already doing it, sis. How many women that came and said they was in a lab and they took their kid and they had a monster and everybody called them crazy? Hello. They already done said it. All of them army bases, people getting snatched from Kentucky and out in Vegas, and then they find their bodies and they say, well, she just gave birth, but we can't find out the different DNA that is in the da 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 da. And look in India, right? Everywhere. I mean, I'm just saying. I'll be right back, y'all. Do you believe the Bible or not? See, we believe the Bible. That's how we got to all this stuff. Because if you go and you look up the people, but again, if Adam and Eve had 63 children, or 53 to 63 children, where they stories at? Because we only got 2 sons storage technically, because Abel didn't have no kids. And it says in Genesis 5 and 4 that all of those people had other sons and daughters, but it only gives the lineage of some of them. The rest of it is hidden in mythology. Y'all know what else I thought about too? The reason they about to try to control this media, because Enoch and Elijah about to show up. Who remembers me talking about that? I said, I bet you they're trying to restrict this stuff because Enoch and Elijah is about to show up. Also, the only thing you're going to be able to watch is the AC network. Remember? We talked about this in 22. And what they doing, restricting it. I said, they not going to want us to see him. Them. Because they about to come back because that temple is ready. They saying it ain't, but it's getting there. Well, they had already built it. They just moved it. They built it somewhere else, and then they're moving it there. We know this for a fact. We knew this for a fact. So, just like they lied and said that wasn't a real sacrifice, and it was. And God told us that they was going to fake everybody out and say, oh, we was just practicing. The whole time that was a real thing. And God told us that before. And everybody called us crazy. And then that's exactly what they did. They about to try to hide Enoch and Elijah. That's why they about, because it's Israel that is calling for the restriction of our internet. Well, if the AC is there, that makes perfect sense. It's not over here. It's over there. That's why they going against all these countries and everything is happening the way that it is, because the Antichrist is getting ready to be revealed to the world. And the person that people think he is, he ain't that person. Because oh boy is way too old to be Jesus. Remember that. You can't fool the world that you're Jesus and you're 50 years older than Jesus was when he went away. You gotta be in comparable age, or right in that 30 something to not too much older than that. You can't be Jesus and you 80. We know this. But there is a man that the Jews said is their Messiah that has been in Israel since 22. Or they revealed him as their Messiah in 22. In April, end of March, beginning of April of 22. Oh boy, they found in the desert. Yep. Yep. And that, it's crazy because a lot of people don't even know he been over there studying with the rabbis. And you want to know what's so crazy? Now, what are the rabbis doing? The rabbis are teaching the pastors around the world. They're flying in pastors from all around the world to be trained on what they're saying. That's funny that they're flying them to the very city that the man that they found in the desert that they said is their Messiah. He's been there for over 3.5 years now, almost 4. March will be 4 years that he been out, which would make it like the second half of the tribulation. No, he been here since like March 24th, between March 24th and April like 2nd or 3rd of 22. And it's about to be March or April of 26. That would be 4 years. And every single thing is lining up exactly how the Bible said it would be in the second 3.5 years of the tribulation. And I believe that's why that man said we about to see some stuff we never thought we'd see before. He said, why is our country listening to folks from other countries and mad weird right? So I think the next 12 months is going to be very interesting. Hopefully you got your stuff together so that you don't have to depend on the global society. Hopefully you took your time and didn't waste your money on trips and stupid stuff, and you got your stuff, because it's going to be very important. If you do have to leave your house and run up to the hills like the Bible said, what you got that you could take with you that's actually going to be useful, because all those cute little trinkets that you bought off Temu and stuff ain't about to do nothing. You can't even use them if it ain't no power. Hello. Get you some stuff that work without no electricity. And I don't got no more water in there. I'm gonna have to go get some. It's one sip. So he said, I remember the videos. Those videos, they were saying even he sound like God. Yeah. It's so crazy that the world keep forgetting that happened. But they wasn't paying attention. They was not paying attention. And we was. And that's how we didn't know that all of this stuff was going on before it happened. I'm grateful. I will not listen. I'm grateful. I'll be called a crazy lady a million times over. But all the stuff that God told me, it sure is happening. So all them folks that came in here talking about she a false prophet, don't listen to that lady. She don't even go to church. She ain't got no pastor. I'm so grateful I don't. That's why y'all don't know what's going on. I was looking at them crazy. Yeah. She ain't got no pastor. Well, you got one, and he ain't told you that you about to have to take the mark of the beast because you ain't studied and got nothing together. Oh, okay. He ain't told you that the mark of the beast is here and that it ain't about to be no food and you ain't gonna be able to buy nothing. He ain't told you that. But I guarantee you the people at WOIU been stocking for almost 4 years. Or right at 4 years. They knew that what they just said about the UK, that they getting rid of debit and credit cards, they knew already. You tried your portable shower? Come on. Did it work? We got solar stoves and all kinds of stuff. You said if I can't buy no power because I'm not a part of global society, that's okay. I'm still going to be able to eat. I'm still going to be able to shower. I'm still going to be able to wash my clothes. If I can't go in the store and buy nothing, I'm going to still be okay. If they shut the stores down and say we can't go in there, or they start trying to control how much you can buy because they about to do that, we ain't got to worry about none of that. Mm-mm. We've got a way to cook. We got a way to heat our home without no gas and electricity. Several ways, not just one. Dehydrated food so that we can eat just in case. They say if you don't have this, and see, the sad part about it is people don't even see it happening. You have to prove you're a citizen for everything now. You got to give them a copy of your ID to get online. What? You said you better know how to cook on the rock. Survival skills is imperative. What if you can't go outside? What if it's more dangerous outside than inside, and you're safe inside? What will you cook on? Because you can't have a blazing fire going in there. You're gonna have to have some ventilation. So we got wood burning stove, camp portable wood burning stoves, the old kind like our grandma used to use, and we got the little vents that we can put out the window, and we can heat. We can boil water. We got cast iron skillets to put on top of there, and do my hot water. You said my hot water heater went out. Cast iron. We got all of that. We got cast iron bread pans. You definitely need to get you one of them. Because you might have to cook. You said it's cool too. I'm a child of a Marine. So, yes, right? Yeah. We ain't going to be able to get to go outside for a minute. You said I need that window kit. Sis, I think it's only like $16. I don't even think it's that much. I don't know how much it is now because, I got mine a while ago, but it ain't that much. It's just that accordion thing, and it got that little hole in it, and get you some heat tape because that's what I'm going to do. I already got the heat tape. I'm just going to wrap that part of it so it don't burn. You hear me? And it's going right out that thing. Because you're not going to be able to just be cooking wild and free. If it ain't no food, you're going to have to be able to make sure can't nobody get to it. Ain't going to be no such thing as leaving your grill open and coming back. Your meat and your grill will be gone. I just went and put all my stuff together so I could find it. Good job. It's a real thing. Butane stoves are going to be huge right now. Lava rocks, terracotta pots, all kinds of stuff to where you can make a little radiator heater. You need a way to filter water. All of those things. All of those things are going to be huge. So please don't wait. And I've been telling people, if you can get a little money at your 401k or whatever, it's better to have it than they turn your money off or tell you can't purchase those things, because they're already starting that stuff because they need people to be destitute, period. They need people to be destitute. So you need to get as much as you can right now before they start controlling what you can and can't buy. He said, I got cast iron pans from thrift store. I'm trying to tell you, everywhere be having them. Goodwill, they be having them at the garage sales. And if they rusted, just restore them. Take your time and get you some steel wool and some vinegar and salt and whatever, lemon juice, whatever they say, and take your time and restore them. They got them on Amazon. They got them on Temu. They got them at the international markets. You better have something, because these cute little pots and stuff ain't about to hold up. Yep. 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 YouTube videos, all of that. Financial institutions are starting to play with me with my accounts. Oh, I believe it. Because they get ready to turn your money. Look, okay. Who was that came in here and said UK, they getting rid of their debit and credit cards? You said New York don't have any more Metro cards and no more transfers, bus to bus. Interesting. So the UK government is giving them a government issued card, and that is how you will access your money. They're getting rid of like separate debit. It was you, Danny? Thank you. Yeah. They getting rid of their debit and credit cards, and they're gonna have a government issued card. Right. So, and they'll be able to control what you can buy and what you don't buy. And I kept trying to tell y'all this a long time ago. I said, listen, hurry up and get it before they say you can and you can't. They gonna be able to, ain't gonna be no overbuying and all of that. No. So while you still can, go stock up. Because in a minute, it's gonna be exactly like it was during 2020. You only get 4 cans of this and 4 cans of that, and if you need more than that, you hit. And it ain't gonna be no going to other stores, but because they've already connected that to where you won't be able to, okay, so I'm gonna buy 4 cans over here. No, it's all gonna be in the system. If they say you get 8 cans a month, you get 8 cans a month, and that's it. If you can only buy 15 pounds of meat for the month, it ain't gonna matter where you go, because they all gonna be on the same system. The wood burning stoves can be used indoors. Because they got that Too, just like the ones our grandma and them used to use. The potbelly stoves is just a smaller version of that. But what we did, they come with the I will go get mine, but it's too much to pull out. They come with that silver piping. We got the stuff you wrap around that. We got the door. You said Cap One remove Mastercard ability with its debit cards. Really? You said Capital One removed Mastercard ability with its debit cards. Interesting. Mm-hmm. And they come with a little mat. You said they're gonna say you overspend 10% of your account is locked until the first of the month. Are you serious? It's Discover now? Interesting. Well, hurry up and get your stuff. Do not have pride. If you got food banks near you, you need to stock up on as much shelf stable food as you can. Stuff that don't, like shelf stable milk, cheese, butter, oil, meat, vegetables, rice, beans, flour, sugar. You need to go get you some what you call them things? Not resealable bags, but airtight bags and all of those things. Get you some oxygen absorbers, all those things so that your stuff can last, because it's gonna be worse than 2020. Way worse than 2020. And a lot of people weren't ready for 2020. They didn't believe it then, so they're sure not gonna believe it's gonna happen now. And they're still living like, oh, I don't have to worry about that. The government ain't about to do nothing. They gonna let you starve, you and your kids. They gonna let you freeze, you and your children. So you can wait on them and believe in them, or you can go get the stuff for yourself and your basic necessities: water, a way to heat and cook. Because if the Bible says that you won't be able to buy or sell without the mark, what does that mean, Christians? Anybody in here that still go to church? And I'm not picking on you. I got a question. I'm for real. If you have a pastor that you follow, what does it mean when it says that you won't be able to buy or sell without the mark? What does that mean? Of the beast, too. We just recently got an email at work, 1231, putting universal masking protocols back into effect. They said for patient-facing roles due to the strain of flu. Interesting. All these years I've been alive, which is 45, going on 46, baby, you have not ever had to wear no mask for the flu. The nurses, even at our school, when they used to be taking our temperature and said we had the flu, didn't have to wear no mask. Ain't that funny? We don't got no folks that go to church in here. You don't want to tell us if your pastor is. I need you to explain that scripture to me. What does it mean? You said I remember seeing this episode already. What does that mean? Since we don't have to worry, why would God say you ain't gonna be able to buy or sell? So why would somebody tell you what you don't have to worry about when the word says, unless you take the mark of the beast, you won't be able to go into the store, pay your mortgage, buy no gas, buy no water, do nothing? Why would we listen to that? Do you believe the word or your pastor? Because if your pastor ain't telling you to stock up so that you don't have to take the mark of the beast, why is you listening to him? My mom calls me a hoarder, laugh out loud. I tell her I'm prepared until she ain't. I mean, I ain't gonna wish that on your mama. My pastor doesn't discuss the mark. Interesting. That's a scary thought. That you a whole pastor and you got all them people following you and you don't care if they eat or not. Matter of fact, you don't even care about their soul, because if he haven't told you to stock up, then that means you gonna. I mean, it's either that or starve to death. That's scary. You might want to question if they love your soul or not in real life. Because if they not saying nothing about you getting ready, then that means that they are okay with you taking the mark of the beast, period. There is no in between. Not with everything that's going on the way that it is, and they still not saying nothing. Could you imagine? You said I watch online, but I know to follow common sense. I get it, but I'm just saying, if you preaching to get people ready to go to heaven, why are you not telling them and talking about all the stuff that's happening right now, which are the things that the Bible said at the end times is gonna happen? How are you clueless to all of the things? I mean, the freaking Euphrates is dried up. And it's the Omega sign, ain't it? The Euphrates is shaped like the Omega sign. Did y'all see it? If you look at it from an aerial view, it's shaped like the Omega sign. What does Omega mean? It's Alpha and Omega. Is that the beginning and the end, the last? Do you think that it's crazy that the river that is in the shape of something that means the end or the last is referenced in the last days prophecies, and the prophecy is that in the last days it's going to dry up and then the war is going to happen. So the river that is shaped in the shape of the end or the last is now dry, and that's a part of the last days prophecy. Rika, even in that, God was speaking. Crazy, right? Why would he use that shape and then say that river and put it where it is for the last days if it didn't have everything to do with it? You said show my pastor the NASA picture, and he just said, "Wow, interesting, girl." He said, "You just blew my mind, and I did not know that." You go look at it. Go look at the shape of it. He is very intentional. Miss Mel, I don't know. Tell me what you see. You see it? Look at it. He said pastors are the main ones that's going to usher in the mark. Is you said my face is on the floor. It's right there, ain't it? Ain't that crazy? Why would he use that sign and that river? And the meaning of the sign is the meaning of exactly what it is, the last days. The end. The last days. And he said, when the river Euphrates dries up in the last days, then that war is about to happen. Oh, because it means the end. And in that very place, it's where the 4 horsemen are, they said. Girl, listen, I'm trying to tell you, I be over here, and sometimes that's why I don't talk to people about stuff, because they be like, until they see it. I thank God for y'all, too. Girl, I'm trying to tell you how my daddy be. These is the mysteries he be talking about. I know y'all love me. Hold on. I'll be right back. I don't know what's going on with this sinus pressure. Hold on. I told y'all. That's the mysteries I be wanting to know. Not only do we know that your Euphrates is going to dry up, it's a whole symbol and a sign for what's coming. Yeah. stuff I be wanting to know. I'm sorry, y'all. I'm old. As soon as I blow my nose now, I gotta pee. Again. You said, it's like saying, as above, so beneath is the beginning, so is the end. Yep. Red Rover, red over, it's over. It is. You see how amazing he is with his mysteries? That's the stuff I be wanting to know. It has everything to do with everything. Everything to do with everything. And that's why I be like, I'm not here to argue with nobody. I just want what God want me to know. That's it. That's all. The rest of it is extra. All of the rest of it is extra. Y'all know what else too? A lot of these big churches around the world, y'all see they burning. You want to know why? A few hours ago, I got a notification Wells Fargo telling the customers to stock up on food and other things that we may need. Girl, you lying to me, not the bank. You said Wells Fargo, girl. You said a few hours ago, I got a notification from Wells Fargo telling the customers to stock up on food and other things that we may need. Interesting. Not the bank telling you to stock up, but the crazy lady in the robe online been telling folks for 4 years and nobody will listen. Actually, I've been telling people longer than that, but I said they ain't gonna tell you till it's too late. You better hurry up and get your stuff. I've been trying to tell y'all. You read the same message, Deborah? Yep, Wells Fargo. It was on article. Baby, let me go get me. I might need some more coffee. We might be in here. Y'all got time? we might can go a couple more minutes. Can we go a couple more minutes? Let me go get some water and coffee. Because if y'all say y'all can go a couple more minutes, I want to do something. Make me some. I might make me some tea instead of some coffee. Yep, I don't need no coffee. I'll give me some tea. Baby, listen, God is good, honey. Throw your head back and say good. That's crazy. Thank you, Dad. Ooh-wee. My daddy don't rely on me. My daddy don't rely on me. Thank you, Dad. Well, can you do me a favor and take a picture of this right there? That's my cousin's birthday too. That's crazy. I need for you to take a picture of that date. See it right there? August 13th, 2022. Can you? Just take a picture of that. Y'all got the picture? Did you take your screenshot? Yeah? Okay, good. Y'all still love me after I cussed everybody out yesterday? I'm sorry, family. I'm gonna make me some coffee here in a few minutes, so I'm just leave that. What? Okay, I think I got everything that I'm. Oh, oh, no, I don't. Hold on, y'all. You said that's your birthday, but you and my cousin share a birthday. How they be playing like that, though? Let me out of here. Right now, just in case you get to stay in your space, but your regular amenities are. Get this survival thing going. Woo, woo, woo. No, I'm just playing. Okay. So, I'm happy we did this because I found out I might have messed up some of my food, y'all, because I had some heavy stuff sitting on top of it, and something told me don't. So I'm gonna have to go back, and I might have to. Okay, get to her. Small do it with, right? I think before COVID I bought these, and I still have them. That's what I'm saying. If you go and get it now, you don't have to worry about it. So these are the bags y'all asked me. What do I dehydrate my food in? This is what I do it with, right? I got these. And you see, I bought these before COVID, and I still got a lot. You know what I mean? And you don't got to use the whole bag. So if you're doing like herbs and stuff, what I would do is I would fill it up and then scoop some up, dehydrate that, cut it off. So this could be 4 bags of like celery. Actually came with bags too, but I had already bought some. I don't know if you can still find this because it was years, and y'all see. Well, let me turn it this way. It's the same thing that we scraped the little silver from our thing. So yeah, they tell you they expire, y'all, but if I want you to buy more, I'm gonna do that. I've been replanting stuff from it fermenting. It'll bust it. It'll bust the old bag. It sure will. You gotta put it in a new animal stomach, because that's what they used to put it in, a dried animal stomach. You gotta put it in. Don't wait. Don't go spend $200 eating out this week. Got rid of people in your house, get a gas mask on. I don't care if it's a baby. Everybody gonna need it. Because if y'all didn't see what they did to Syria, they dropped them fluorine bleach bombs on them babies, and they eyes was gray. I've never seen nothing like that in my life. It hurt my soul. Okay. Everything in that video, and then there's another one, Survival 2.0, is what the bank just told you. Is it not? Ain't that what the bank just said? You need to stock up on essentials. God started telling us to stock up way before now. Okay. And the bank Didn't start telling you to stock up until they knew stuff cost a whole bunch of money. But when stuff was low, they said nothing, like these pastors. When the pastors do start telling people to stock up, right now, a lot of people are not working. Your money don't go as far, and stuff is way more expensive. And I believe these three things. I spoke to this class in 20 and 22. I said the pastors are going to wait, the officials are going to wait until everything is super. You said receipts. Glad I listened the first time. That part, Sarah, because Dad was warning us. Hello. And now the banks is saying exactly what God told me to tell y'all 4 years ago. That's so crazy. It's really blowing my mind in real life. You said, yep, after 4 years. So, listen, listen. It's a real thing that God was warning us. And he even told us that they wasn't going to tell us until it was too late. And now they're warning people when folks is barely being able to get groceries for the whole month. Gas is expensive. Everything is expensive. And now they're telling you to stock up. Not when stuff was low. Not when you could get 3-4 cans of this dehydrated food for under $100. But when one can is almost $200. Interesting. Wonder why they waited so long. Hello. And I'm not saying that to I told y'all so. I'm saying that to say God warned the whole world. He said silver is about to explode and it's going to be useless. You can't eat silver and you can't warm up with silver. Silver is going to be useless. Don't do that. You need a grocery store in your house. If you don't have enough dehydrated and shelf-stable food for everybody in your house to eat for at least a year, you don't need to be buying nothing stupid. And I'm talking about, you got to think, feeding 3 people, 3 meals a day, that's 90 meals per person. You have to, now, all of us said we eating once a day. So that's 30 meals a person per month. If you don't have that, you don't need no rims, no bundles, no nothing. No nails, no nothing. You don't need none of that. Absolutely any of it. You don't need to be taking no trips. You need to make sure that you got enough rice, sugar, beans, canned meat. And then somebody said some places, some meat in Walmart, they not even putting it on the shelves no more. You got to buy it online. They wasn't doing that in 22 or 23. And everything is smaller but cost 2 and 3 times more, which means you're not able to buy as much as you were for more money now. You get less for more money. You said today, out of the blue, here come this notification. They never did that, and I've been banking with them for 20 years. They didn't even do it during 2020. Ain't that crazy? Happy New Year. Telling y'all. Okay. Well, this is the thing. Did we talk about the coming world economic crash in 22? Did we? We talked about the world's economy crashing in 22. I just told Joe my plan for this growing season to go ham and preserve. Don't waste any time. Listen, because we don't have any. You said don't fear hurricanes. Listen. And having to move stuff. Listen. He told us about all of it. You said not buying silver. The banks are leveraging. That's going to cause the bank failure. Oh, I already know. But it already failed. It failed in 2020. They just been floating on BS. The world's economy crashed in 2020. 2019 is, as a matter of fact, December 31st. And it's been crashed ever since then. They've been lying to folks, inflating the markets and all that. None of that stuff is real. The world, when all of them billionaires, gazillionaires took their money out back in 2020, they never put it back in. They didn't. Like the owner of T-Mobile, remember in 2020 when all of them people was selling their companies and getting out? And then just recently it happened again, I think, right before old boy got in office last year. They did it again. In the end of 24, it was a lot of people stepping down and taking their shares, and it messed up the market too. You said, think of the movie It's a Wonderful Life. Yeah, yeah. They sure didn't put their money back in. And that's why, okay, when we first got on here, how many of y'all heard me telling people, don't hurry up and get your money out the stock market? I started telling people in 20, and I'm not saying it like I said, I'm telling you, God was telling me to tell people. I told people to get their 401ks, their Roth IRAs, get your retirement now before they stop you from being able to get it. And in 2025, the beginning, a lot of folks lost their retirement. And now they telling people they can't, some jobs are telling people they can't even take their money out. So you got money tied up in a bank and you need money right now and you can't get it, which it was for later and it's later now, but you can't get your money. Just seen the other day, my sis money just disappeared. She called. She had to call the bank. Listen, it's a real thing. They gonna stop you from being able to get your money. So if you can, you better get it and get the stuff that you need now. Because if the banks are telling you to stock up, I don't know what else you need to hear. The bank? You said, did they ever get a budget? Who? I don't know. I don't know. If they did, they ain't gonna tell us, and if they didn't, they still ain't gonna tell them. My old company told me all my 401k is gone. I cried so bad. They said it went with their bankruptcy. No way! Are you serious? Y'all heard that? They took her money with their bankruptcy. You said no budget. We gonna shut down January 31st. I know someone who told me they lost their 401k before 2020. Well, this is what I'm saying, because a lot of those companies, they knew what was coming in August. When that stuff started happening in China, that's when a lot of, between September and December 31st is when a lot of them people took their money out, their shares out the stock market. Well, the stock market didn't crash for 6 months because it takes 6 months to get their shares out of the company. If a company goes bankrupt, they take our 401ks. Nope. Y'all better get y'all money. It wasn't that long ago when people was trying to take their money out and they said they couldn't. And people's savings was turning up missing in that check-ins and savings. Yeah, I remember. It was in 22 and 23 when that was going on. And it's still happening right now. So if you don't have your, I was telling people borrow against it. Hell, if you have to, do whatever you got to do. You said y'all remember that movie where the family was in a different country for the husband job and something happened while they was there. And they was the enemy. Fast, the citizens have been hunted. Yeah, that's why I be right here in my own country. You've been telling us for a while, and I slowly keep adding. Good job. And this is the thing. I'm not trying to make it like it's me, because if God wouldn't have told me, I wouldn't have been able to tell y'all. Do you understand that? I'm not making it like this is about me. I told the folks when I first came on this here internet in 20 and 22, I said, y'all not going to believe me. That's okay. A lot of people don't. I said, but to the ones that are listening, you said, I noticed a lot of those being C19 doctors ain't been around. Oh, the big C. Yeah. Yeah. I've been begging people. People call me crazy and all kind of stuff. And I said, God don't lie to me. If he tells me to get something, pay attention to something, to buy something, I do it because even if it's not happening right now, very shortly it is going to be real. And all of the things that I begged people to get in that video from August the 13th of 2022, and there was another one, and even more things since then, they were going to need them right now. We are going into a time where people are about to be very destitute. And because they wasted their money and they don't believe the word, they did not prepare for it. And see, people think they care about their guns and stuff like, oh, I got this and I got that. Pretty much everybody do. And the people that prepared are willing to protect what they got. So, and I believe this is why the Bible said it's going to be men and humans laid in the street and the bodies are going to pile up fast. I sent a screenshot of my account and sent them my phone, and I put date and time on that text. You said notice all the stuff and leave behind is happening now. Pretty much all the movies that God told us to pay attention to in the last 4 years are happening now. Think about it. We went and watched stuff about Hitler. What's going on right now? All the stuff. Now they saying that technology is magic. We said that. God told us that. We were studying. People was telling us we don't need to be studying about magic. And look what's going on now. People say, oh, you shouldn't even worry about magic. Well, you doing it every time you get on here and be looking at this scrying mirror, looking at me, looking at you, because this is a scrying mirror. And every other device that you have with a black screen on it, your TV is magic. Because in reality, you shouldn't be able to see me if you in another country. You shouldn't be able to talk to me if you're in another state. Not and see me. Not a telephone thing, okay, but how are you watching me and you can see me in my house? It's magic. This is magic. Technology is magic. This ain't no if I say, hey Siri, now she don't want to come on. Ain't that crazy? Y'all see that? Hey Siri. Okay, Google. This one came up. Now, how many times y'all done heard Siri kick on when I'm talking about government stuff and y'all just heard me call her 3 times and she ain't said nothing? How many times y'all done heard her come on when we talking about certain stuff? And hey Siri. She came on over here because they listening too hard. That's why I be trying to tell y'all. You see it? She can hear me. I know she can, but she can't listen to what we saying and report back and listen at the same and respond. She asked, what do you need? Oh, so she responded at y'all house. Oh, okay. And watch us get to talking about some other stuff. And she gonna say, I didn't hear you. Siri on lunch break, right? She'll be coming on and you don't even be talking to her. That's what I'm talking about. But when I call her name, she never answer. Told y'all. You said all the time, why she ignoring you right now? I just told y'all, anytime I call them, they don't answer. He said, I thank you, Father, for CERCA. Thank you for her obedience to you and sharing with all of us. Listen, I love y'all. I really do. And I know I came on here and I was mean and grouchy, but I wanted y'all to be okay. Yeah, my ex-husband used to watch that show. You said, watch her jump in the conversation here shortly. You already know. You said, I was happy because you've answered so many of my questions. God answered them. Listen, this is my thing. Everything that you thought couldn't happen is happening right in front of your face. Everything that folks be talking about they can't do, God told us we wasn't going to be able to travel. They're doing that. He let us know that the airports were going to be processing centers. They are. All the different things that God told us was coming, they're here. Every single thing, the food shortages, the financial crisis, the restrictions on our rights, all of that. It didn't matter that nobody believed. It's still happening. And that's what I kept telling folks. You don't got to believe it. You're going to see it. And 4 years later, about 1,200, 1,300 days later, they seeing it. It's been about 1,300 or so days, 1,400 days. I don't know, something. About 1,300 or so days since we talked about it originally. And all the things that we talked about over 1,000 days ago are in our news and on social media right now. That's why they're getting ready to strip it. So we can't really know what's going on. So I'm not going to keep y'all. I'm going to let y'all go. But I want you to understand that if you don't study your word, you need to. And not so you can. Why did they just block my live, girl? Misinformation. Isn't that interesting? Every time. Uh-huh. Crazy. That's so crazy. They do this every time. I told y'all we about to have to go to Substack. We gonna have to go to Substack for sure. Yep, they blocked me. Mm-hmm. And yeah, for talking about biblical prophecy. I told y'all we gonna have to go to Substack. They not. Mm-hmm. I keep trying to tell y'all. Now all the stuff we've been talking about and that. Mm-hmm. You said they Agent Paul was in here. That part. They blocked us. Y'all know how it go. They said disconnected and to go watch on another platform. This is why I told y'all we about to have to go, probably go to Substack or whatever it's called, because we're not gonna be able to be over here at all. At all, which is crazy. Yep. I just play. At least fam knows where to go. Some of them do. We should see. If they even let them in, because you know they'll start not letting folks in over here. They trying to get rid of us. I told y'all. Yeah. You said TikTok won't block racists, bigots, or scammers. Oh, right. But people that's trying to warn people about what's coming, they blocking us all day long. But I told y'all this was gonna happen. I said once the closer we get to this, yeah, they gonna be hiding me. And they've been shadow banning me for what, 3 years now? It is what it is. It is what it is. I told y'all. They was gonna start restricting what people could watch and everything. Hiding your comments, don't want nobody to tell the information. They want folks to be destitute. Period. Because why, as soon as we start talking about the banks and folks being destitute, that gets a lot of misinformation. Hello. Anyway, we've been in here for a long time. I'm gonna let y'all go. I might see y'all tomorrow over. Well, I'll probably see y'all tomorrow over here. I don't know about over there. And so then he said, "Well, I just got a notification on my phone telling me on suspicious content on my iPhone. I'm just talking to y'all. Listen, the peoples is here. It ain't just TikTok though, Miss Carol. I told y'all what was going on with my internet and with all my devices recently, yesterday. I had to reset all my stuff. Even these lights wasn't working. The thing that's connected to the and remember they said all of these lights and stuff is recording us. I've been trying to tell y'all without saying a whole lot. It's a lot going on over here that's real weird. Real weird. They doing too much. I'm trying to when I plugged, listen, the lady was like, it don't make no sense that your it don't make no sense. She was like, it should be showing signals and this and that. I said it's not doing anything, and everything you've already told me to do, I've already redone it. I've done that several times. I had to keep coming back and forth because I was in my room. But what really blew me is these lights. Remember when I came here earlier, they wasn't working. I'm like, what the heck is this? Well, excuse me, this strip is blinking. Well, the lights was blinking and matching the lights on the strip that's blinking. They was blinking these was blinking earlier. They was blinking and wouldn't come on. Either one of them. This one is two of them. This one and that one, they wouldn't come on. Remember I kept trying to get them to come on? They've been plugged into this strip for forever. Well, I thought that my modem and all of that was plugged into the strip. They wasn't. They're plugged into the wall, but they was blinking too. So these was blinking. My internet, my router, and my what's the name was blinking. And then the thing on the strip was blinking too, but they're not connected. And they was all blue, blinking on the same thing. Well, the one thing was blinking red, but they was all like literally blinking like in sync. And these ain't never not came on. This is this morning and last night. I'm trying to tell you. So why would my power strip, the lights on here, my ring lights, and my internet all be blinking simultaneously at the same time, and they're not even connected to the same strips? Because that part is plugged in the wall over there. That one is plugged in the wall over there, and these are plugged into the wall over here. Hello. Make it make sense. I pays attention to the crazy. I'm trying to tell you what I know. These are all, matter of fact, it's still blinking now. I'm about to show you. It ain't never did this. I got one in my room. It's not blinking now. I'm about to show you. Oh. Wait, now why did that just happen? How did that go out? And that's connected right here. Yo. That's not even plugged into that. What the heck? That's not even plugged into that. So why would that turn that off? Let me show y'all. Oh no, my big old things is on here. Well, anyway, this power strip is blinking. That's crazy. It's not even connected to that. It's connected to this thing on my desk. I don't know. I'm over it. A nickel is over it. You hear me? I'm over that. Yeah. I've been trying to tell y'all. I knew when they start collecting the trash and they put them what's the names out there, what was up. And that was 4 years ago. And I told y'all they be coming in my house when I'm out of town. That's why I don't be trying to leave nowhere. I'm not crazy. I'm always by myself, so I pay attention. They always forget and leave my doors open. I don't never, every door in my house is closed at all times, and they always end up leaving the door open. What is you doing in my house? That's why. See it? You see that one? That's the bathroom. Door closed. Every single bathroom door, closet door, every door in my house is always closed for that reason. Because most people, when they walk out of a room, don't close the door behind them. It's not a natural thing to do. Most times, people, even if the door is open, when they enter it, they don't close it behind them. And I close every single door behind me. So I know when somebody done been in my house or been in one of my rooms, because the door should never be open. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. You said that's like Dave Chappelle said. He just said the peoples use different lights when they're on that. Listen, that's the thing. When you know, you know. My mom always tells us to close out our doors, to not leave them open. Mm-hmm. That's an easy way to know somebody been in your space, because most people don't pay attention to that. And don't, I have to tell my kids, I close my door, girl. Yeah, that way I know somebody been in any of these rooms, because all of my doors, my bathroom doors, my closet doors, everything be closed. So if I come in here and the door is open, somebody done been in here. And most people don't think about that. My eyes got big. It's ghost lights, as if. I know what a ghost look like, but they got big eyes when the light went out. Listen, it's a real thing. People don't pay attention to that stuff, but I do. I do. And that's because I've been stalked before and a nigga been in my house. See, so you learn from experience, honey. Check and make sure everything is the way that you left it. If it ain't, go back outside and call the police. If it catch your attention like that wasn't like that, pay attention. Cause it wasn't like that in real life. So I'm gonna let y'all go. I guess I done got on these internet people nerves. I'll see y'all over here. I had a truck following me. I parked and stayed in the car for 5 minutes. He didn't leave his car either. Yeah, I be paying. Listen, yeah, I don't play that stuff. And it ain't about no ghosts. It's about folks be in your space. Maintenance men, all kinds of stuff. And the maintenance men don't really be maintenance men. Y'all done seen CIS and all of that, NCIS. It don't even be the electrical people. They be putting bugs in places and stuff. Listen, I ain't crazy. You got to think, again, we knew information that most of the world did not know early. The government been over here paying attention. Mm-hmm. They have. So there's that. Mm-hmm. I told y'all a long time ago when they put them cameras up. I said, oh. And the peoples, it don't be right. Ain't nobody crazy. I guess they think because we're on mid, I ain't never been to the hood, but I have. See y'all later. I love y'all. Get y'all stuff together if you haven't. Please do not wait, because the banks is warning folks to stock up. So if the banks is warning you, that means you know you need to be ready. Okay? You need to be ready. I love y'all. I'll see y'all later.